At the Maravanshi Manor, Tiberius was causing a chaotic distraction whilst Rodri and Hecate were being guided through the maze by Atticus. Surprising Abner Maravanshi, the Lord's son, he knocked the startled man out and led the guards on a merry chase through the gardens. Running through the strange and exotic flowers of the garden was having a strange effect on the gnome as he breathed in their sweet pollens. His vision swam, his head grew light, and then, chased round the corner, he came across a terrifying sight. A beast of claws, spikes and teeth burst from the ground in front of him. Swerving to the wall, he raced up it, avoiding crossbow bolts from the guards, and leapt across to the manor wall, scaling it and making his way inside the upper floor windows. Inside, Tiberius took a moment to collect himself, but he did not have long as he came across a different guard patrolling the upper floor. A quick skirmish saw the guard killed, then a second, as Tiberius continued his escape. Meanwhile, Rodri and Hecate managed to escape the maze and were confronted with some kind of magical control panel to open the basement prison cell. With Atticus's help, they solved the puzzle and made their way to the cell, where they found their quarry waiting for them, but they were in for a surprise. The prisoner Aper was in fact Atticus's long-lost father, Grad von Earl, who had faked his own death to allow him to infiltrate the secretive organisation known as the Flock. He'd done this to uncover a plot that would see the citizens of the Empire gentled and put into enslaved servitude of the Kenku race. Deciding to delay the decision of whether to kill the man, they led him out of the jail, and with Atticus's guidance everyone escaped to the manor and regrouped at the smoke streak. There they questioned Gradvon, uncovering all that he knew, and after some agonised discussion, decided to let the man live and continue his quest. And as the group were about to rest, following a long and weary day, shouts and screams started up from the merchant district. A passing guard told them that strange things had leapt from the canals and were abducting people, and looking north, they all saw a huge ship bearing the flags of the Black Armada that was anchored near the entrance to the Storm Lord's cache. So, there you go. The hour is around about midnight. You hear screams coming from within the city.
We must do something. We must help them. If it's anything like the last time, they'll try and capture people.
Yes, we need to stop them from taking prisoners.
God, where are they? Where are the ships? Or can we see them?
You look out into the harbour. The only enemy ship you can see is the one that's anchored near the whirlpool in the centre of the harbour, near the Stormlord's cache. There's bells ringing around. You see several ships moving far to the northeast towards Terracnian Castle. You can hear the sounds of battle, but it's too dark over there to make out what's going on. Can you make a perception check for me?
Is that just Rodri?
Rodri was asking what he could see. So.
Yeah, that's fine.
As you look out to the north, to the ship of the Black Armada, anchored near the Stormlord's cache, there's a sudden bright flash, seemingly coming from deep below the waves.
Oh, I hope that's not a big kraken.
Are they attacking the Lord's castle?
The Lord's cache is a whirlpool that leads down in the centre of the harbour. It's a place where sacrifices are made to the Stormlord.
Are they attacking Castle Terracnian?
From what you can tell, there does seem to be sounds of battle over there, but you can't make out what's happening. There's sounds of fighting and panic coming from everywhere, to be honest.
We can't. If that's the only ship we can see in the whirlpool, should we make our way to the castle? He's bound to know what's going on.
Mhm.
Well, the castle is on the far side of the whirlpool from where you are.
Oh.
The whirlpool is around about there on the map.
Oh, Ocean Strider's cloak gives me another AC.
Right, we're going to head over to the castle then.
Probably should start making our way there and see if we can offer any help along the way.
So I've been talking for ages, not realising I hadn't unmuted myself.
I wonder why you were quiet.
Yeah, I've been talking for ages. I've been like, why is no one listening to me?
Ignoring you, Mark.
So
What was you saying?
Attica says, I think we should leave. We've got missions to complete out of here. We're not soldiers.
Yeah, we're spies.
Captain Aldred comes up to you. So, what would you be liking us to do, Commander?
Can we get out the harbour?
Well, it's midnight, it's dark, you can see torches in the distance. You can see the lights from the great lighthouses to the northwest in the Champions District is still flashing, but it's, that's sort of beyond the broken bridge of Terracnian's Arch, right on the border of the harbour. You may be able to get out, yeah?
Where did you want to head to, Atticus?
Hang on. Let me just check my notes. We've got to sail back to Keymouth, which we've done. Sail to the pirate city of Monmurg or something. To take on the shepherd, and we've since found out the shepherd is like being hoodwinked by the flock. If you ever find your way to Anteros, we've got go meet the Triton called Cregan. Purple Rocks. Fishing stocks are down. Don't know where that is. That's near Traymore Island, which is the Isles of Lost Hope.
Yeah.
And Rodri's got to visit the Azure Cathedral in Keymouth, which he did.
Yeah,
So I think we should head to Purple Rocks.
Which is closest?
Sorry,
Monmurg or the Isles of Lost Hope.
You're right, it's not our mission to save everyone. We should head out.
Merzrak runs up to Captain Malor. You can see that he's got a drawn scimitar on which there is dark liquid glistening in the moonlight.
We really should cast off, Captain. There's going to be trouble here otherwise.
Set sail for leaving the harbour, Captain. We can make our final decisions once we're out the harbour entrance.
Right you are, right you lot! All hands on deck! Cast off! He wanders off, barking orders as the crew makes ready.
Turn to Rodri. You wanted to go to the castle, Rodri. We've got to be all in on this. So do you still want to go to the castle? What do you want to do?
Well, we'll be passing by. As you can see what's happening. Surely a city this size could muster enough defences.
Precisely.
We've got the
What
priests.
soldiers? What difference are 4 people going to make?
Although we'd be interested to find out what's going on. That intelligence could help us.
We could always find out after if we need to return to Keymouth.
Just keep our eyes peeled, I guess. Those you can see.
Okay, the ship starts to move away from the dock side. Some of the sails start to become partially unfurled.
And new sails.
Yeah, the grey sails, and the ropes are tightened on one side to angle the sails for the wind, and the ship slowly begins to turn to the north and head out into deeper water away from the docks. As you pull away from the docks, you get a bit of a bigger view of all the dock lines stretching out before you. You can see flames flaring up. You make out some figures fighting over to the east on one of the docks. And from the movement, you're pretty sure that some of the figures are Sahuagin.
Okay.
You see on the other side to the west, you see two Sahuagin dragging a screaming woman into the water.
God, this again.
Can you roll perception checks, please? Cat, you hear a loud splash over to the side of the ship as it starts to move away from the harbour.
What was that? I'll run over to the side of the ship and see if I can see anything.
You run over and put your hands on the taffrail and glance down. It's quite dark, but then you see, powering away from the ship, the burly form of Grad von Earl swimming away from the ship, heading back towards the docks.
Alfred, what are you doing? Alfred!
Well, he said he was leaving, didn't he?
Make sure he gets ashore safely. Look out for anything that's going to intercept him. I suppose best we can do.
Bloody
You're
fool.
not that far away. He disappears into the shadow of one of the docks and disappears from view.
What's that?
Okay, you start to move out, very slowly gathering speed, but not too much as you navigate your way through the harbour. There aren't that many boats out and about at this time of night. You pass a water taxi, which is just completely overladen with panicked people, pulling on the oars away from the docks. As the ship goes past, they look up to you and start reaching up to you with their arms. Help us! Help us!
Throw them a rope or something, anything.
Crossbow to the face.
We can't stop to help them, Rodri. Where are we going to drop them off? It means we're going to be exposed when we land to drop them.
Well, we could anywhere down the coast.
How many are there, Neil?
It's a water taxi, probably designed to hold about 6 people, and there's at least double that number on it. It's swaying precariously from side to side, water washing over as the people are panicking. Save us! The smoke streak is just drifting along, slowly leaving them behind.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll
Let's do that. Let's leave them behind. That's my opinion.
I'm looking for some nets or something to throw over the side, down the side of the.
I mean, there are
boat.
ropes and things coiled up on the deck.
They're drowning in the water and Dave chucks a net over them to help them. Sink to the bottom of the harbour.
I'll grab a rope and attach one end of the rope to tie it off on the ship, and start to get ready to throw it over. You down there!
Okay.
Catch hold of this!
By this time, they're kind of drifting backwards away from you, but you can make a dexterity check to see if you can get the rope near to them. It's close, but some of them are reaching out, trying to grab onto it. It's maybe 6 or 7 feet away from the boat. The boat tips up alarmingly as they all try and grab hold of the rope.
It's gonna tip. I'll if it looks like they haven't got it, I'll try and give it another go as we go past.
You can give it one more go at a higher difficulty because you're now pulling away from them.
20! There you go.
Oh wow! How did that happen? Okay, this time your aim is much truer, and you gather a bit more length of the rope and throw it out. And the end of it lands right in the boat, and several of the people grab it. With the slowly gathering speed of the smoke streak, it begins to pull on the boat, and the boat behind begins to tip up quite alarmingly for a moment as the momentum begins to take it. But as it gathers speed, it then lowers back down. It's now being dragged along behind the smoke streak.
I'm sorry, I couldn't no consciously even. Let's get out of here.
What are we going to do with them now, Roderick? Atticus is right. They're just dead weight.
We're going to let go of the rope as soon as we get out of the harbour.
Once we're clear of the enemy armada, I don't see any problem with that.
Oh, the reef will take them.
You do realise we're dragging them outside of the protection of the city into the open land where the enemy probably will.
Can you make perception checks,
We'll see.
please?
The enemies don't get them. The tide will.
Cat and Tiberius, as the ship begins to move out towards the middle of the harbour, you see a bright light, maybe 50 feet off ahead of you, and it's getting closer.
Tiberius, what is that?
Oh no. It's under the water, is it?
No, it's not under the water, it's on the surface of the water. As it gets closer, you can begin to make out the shape. It's another water barge, but it is completely aflame. There's no sign of anyone living on it at all, but it's burning like a funeral pyre as it slowly drifts back, eerily silent.
Obviously tried to escape.
Captain, keep our sails away.
Right you are, Commander! There's a sudden whoop, and a wall of water explodes upwards over to the starboard side. And looking across, you see a glow deep under the water, underneath where the Black Armada ship is anchored. It's now maybe 200 feet off to your starboard side as you're passing by.
Does that feel like they're firing at us?
No, it's like there's something going on under the water at the bottom of the whirlpool.
They submerge, don't they, their boats? So why don't we just full sails and fuck off? Let's go. Just full steam.
Yeah,
Go.
yeah, agreed. We need to get out of here as quickly as possible.
Okay.
Go.
Fuck the harbour speed limit. Let's fucking go.
Okay, you go past. You're staring at the Black Armada ship with its black sails with a display of red skulls surrounded by red tentacles on it. There doesn't seem to be that many people on board. You see 4 or 5 figures running around on the deck, not paying you any attention at all. And they're all moving with the strange gait of sea devils.
That means they're all underneath us.
We're in the city. Yeah. Both.
Let's go. Not our problem.
Okay, you continue to move past. You start to move into the main Broadway between Castle Terracnian and Shadow Shore. Looking over to the east, you can see some fighting around the docks at Castle Terracnian, but it seems very sparse. But looking across to Shadow Shore, there are flames leaping up along the shoreline, boats on fire, people screaming, and you see many Sahuagin dragging people out to the sea.
Looks like they're after people.
Brains.
The least defended areas. Soft underbelly.
There's nothing we can do for them now.
Smoke
We
Street
can damn
gathers
well turn
pace.
this boat around. Take them all off.
The moonlight suddenly disappears as you begin to sail under the ruined span of Terracnian's arch over the harbour entrance. Coming towards you are 2 large Imperial brigantines flying the cerulean flag.
keep my eyes peeled. Make sure there's no. It's not a trick, or a trap. No swagging on there. You see
No,
who is
no,
on.
you can make out humans and humanoids on the deck. They ignore you. They just sail right past you into the harbour.
Let's go.
Okay.
I'll untie the rope.
Okay,
the-
you get
of the
past the
boat
harbour.
that we're going.
You untie the rope, and you see the boat drifting away behind you. You look back over your shoulders as the sound begins to the sounds of battle begins to die down, and the towers and buildings of the city are silhouetted against the night sky as various explosions light up behind them, and the screams slowly die away as you head out into open water.
Finally, some
I'll be
peace
able
and
to get a
quiet.
good night's sleep now.
Okay.
I'll pass Atticus's slippers. Good night, sir.
What's our heading, Commander?
I think we should head for the. Hang on 1 second. Let me get the maps up. Travel map.
Lost Hope, Dreamore, is it?
No, that's map of the known world. We should head for the islands of Lost Hope. Skirt the pit.
That's several days' travel away, sir, but we can head north of the pit. Whereabouts in Lost Hope would you be looking to dock?
I think the small islands at the top. We're looking for. God, hang on.
Dreamore.
I may have a map if you want to come down to my cabin.
Braymore Island.
He
Yeah,
starts
let's
heading
go
down
have a
to his cabin.
Yeah, I'll go down with him.
He tosses a few dead fish into the tank of his pet octopus, and then pulls a sheaf of disorganized papers out and plonks them down on the desk and starts leafing through them, throwing them to one side till he finds the one he's looking for.
Here it is, sir. It's been a while since I've needed this.
To Tremor, which is on the northwest coast.
Tremor is the large central island.
Yes.
But
What's
Lost
the-
Hope
what's
itself
the
is made up of
name?
12 different kingdoms.
We're looking for. What are we looking for? It might help us. We're looking. Fishing stocks are down. Somewhere, so we're going to need to find somewhere on the coast. We've got to look for an old druid.
Do you
Let's
know
have a
where
look
he
at the
might
map.
be on Tremor? It's a big place.
Let's have a look at the peaks. Don Boulder. Sorry, struggling to. Cliffguard, Ravenmere.
I believe we're looking, if I may,
Ravenmere sounds like a druid type place.
we're looking for Alwinos. He's fighting the Dark Fae at the moment.
I don't know anything about Alwinos, but we're heading to Ravenmere. That's King Trefarin's land. One of the smaller kingdoms, but apparently has a small elite fighting force. The Raven Knights.
He tells you a little.
Are there any other city? Are you guys looking at the map? I'm looking for cities that are near woods.
Not really, apart from Ravenmere in the north. He mentioned the
Ravenmere,
Raven, right?
Cliffguard.
Yeah, Cliffguard.
Let's start with Ravenmere because we've got to go past it to get to Cliffguard.
You got the very North Island as well. Past here. That's woody.
If we're going to be landing, there's some things you should know about Last Hope. It's barren, rocky, very few resources. The islands rise from the sea as you approach like featureless rocks. But there is life there. As I said, it's made up of 12 kingdoms, but they're ruled by petty warmongering kings and queens. They're all fighting each other and have been fighting and politicking for so many years. No one can remember why. If we're going to one of the courts of one of the kingdoms of Last Hope, you best learn pretty quick who they're allied with and who their enemies are. Their allies and enemies change with the tides, depending on how their petty wars are going.
Good to know.
Is there anywhere called Purple Rock in Draymore?
Purple Rocks? No, Purple Rocks is a group of islands to the north of Last Hope.
Oh,
well, that's where we're supposed to be heading.
That's kind of where the problem is. But it said that Awanos... There was a problem in Purple Rocks, but Awanos was in Tremor. And it's Awanos
Well,
to find, so I guess it's Tremor.
we can start heading over that way, and you can decide as we get a bit closer whether I need to adjust course to head for the Purple Rocks or Tremor. The Rocklanders of Purple Rocks don't like outsiders, though.
Well, they haven't got a choice but to like us.
We will impose our will upon them.
Now, from what I remember, it's definitely Awanos in Tremor. And we ask him about the Purple Rocks. Excuse me.
Right, let's set a course.
Well, I'll set a course for Lost Hope. If we need to adjust as we get closer, you let me know. But for now, I'm going to head for Ravenmere.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Okay, he goes off to issue some orders to his crew as the smoke streak begins to head east. Okay, so it's the early hours of the morning now. Does anybody want to do anything before you settle down?
Yes, we were trying to rest before that happened. I think we should.
I do hope those people are all right. Yeah, let's get some rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely get rest.
All right, you settle down, and whilst the crew are busy, you go down and get yourself a rest. Okay, can somebody roll a d20 for me, please?
Oh, quick. Ugh.
10, Kraken.
Wind direction. Oops.
Yeah. A lot of dice rolling.
Just rolling for weather and wind directions and things.
Get your sextant out.
Okay. When you all awaken, it's mid-morning, and the crew are still busy out on deck. But as you come out on deck, there's no sign of land, just the huge expanse of the azure sea around you. It's gonna take about 4 days to get to Lost Hope, the captain tells you.
Alrighty.
Would anybody like to do anything during those 4 days?
I think I think Tiberius and Hecate and Roger should shadow the crew, and I will as well.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Just to make sure that all the
I've already done mine. I've
all
already.
the intricacies of it.
Okay. All right. So you
I'll try and spend time with all of them.
Okay. Who are you spending time with, Rodri?
Just the what was the name?
Kira Grubb.
Yeah, Kira Grubb. That was it.
Okay.
I knew you were going to pick the cook.
I need to set this still up.
You do. Yeah. Do you have some skill in brewing and?
Yeah.
You
I am
do.
proficient.
Okay. We'll make a brewer's supply check for me then, please.
I will use a D4 if it fails.
Okay. You seem to set these between you and Kira managed to get the still set up. Everything seems to work and fit where it's supposed to. You look it over, you can't see anything wrong with it. It's just a matter of trying it.
Shame we didn't have time to gather some supplies before we. Oh, did we get some? I can't remember.
I think we did, didn't we?
You did get a few supplies, yeah.
Ooh. Yeah,
What are you trying to do with it, though?
Rum.
Rum. Okay, so you got some pigs and molasses from the marketplaces of Keymouth.
Why is the rum gone?
Okay. So you're spending the next few days making rum, are you?
Yes.
Okay. What are Cat and Tiberius doing over the next couple of days?
I'm going to chill with Nectar. He seems like a cool dude.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Tiberius is just sitting in a hammock and chilling.
Okay, so Tiberius is taking it easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
My excuse me, it's not my job to run the boat. My job is the fighting. What is your profession? When the ship comes over the side of the ship to attack us, that's Tiberius's fucking job. So he's sitting in a fucking hammock, chilling out and stitching up his wounds.
Okay.
I'm having a hissy fit.
Yes. I do not scrub decks. Thank you. I am a blood hunter.
Spin the hammock round as we walk past.
It's hyper. Shit.
So, dealing with Rodri first. Over the course of the day, just setting up the still. Can you make an insight check for me, please?
Yeah. I. Got my head buried in it.
You can tell that Kira seems a little bit uncomfortable about something. She's almost on the verge of saying something a couple of times, but backs out of the conversation.
Come on, out with it now. It's better to lance a boil than let it fester. What is it you want to say?
I'm sure I don't know what you
See.
mean.
I can see you want to say something.
Look into the eyes, not around the eyes, but into the
She pauses and looks over to you and says, "It's not my place."
I'm sure you, but whatever you tell me won't go beyond these lips.
Well,
I've-
I can't believe we left all those people behind to die at the hands of those evil fish pit men.
And
I
you
know,
would be dead as well now.
I know, I felt that way too, but we managed to save some, and the Navy was on its way as we left. I don't think we could have done more than an actual Navy.
What are we going to find when we go
ourselves.
back there? What were they after?
I think they were just after slaves. We've seen it before.
Subjects
Wow.
to experiment on in their spaceship.
It's not my place to say. But
I do understand, Kira. I do.
I thought we were supposed to be helping the Empire.
But what we're doing now is we definitely could end up saving the entire empire, not just one city. look at it that way.
Well, there's nothing to be
If
done
that's-
for it now. I just hope the city's still standing when we return.
If this old boat had been holed in a battle, that could have been the end of everything.
Yes, but ifs and buts isn't going to save anyone.
I know. Just keep your eye on the horizon. Don't look behind you.
She changes the subject and you carry on building the still. Kat, you spend some time with Niktar. Over the course of the day, you find he does take his job seriously, but he's always smiling and laughing. He says, you don't mind me saying, miss, you've got the sympathies, haven't you?
Sure do.
You're not one of them religious types, though, are you?
Definitely not.
Oh, that's good. Nothing more than superstition, that lot, if you ask me. Always hiding their magical powers behind an easy excuse.
Most definitely, I'm not one of those. I only
Good
use
to
my
hear it.
powers for good.
Over the course of the day, you find out that he's been friends with the Captain Mollor for many years. You also pick up that he has a very unusual hobby. He mentions a pub from Keymouth, the Painted Parrot, with a wistful look, and he kind of opens up and tells you no one else on the crew knows this, but when the smoke streak is docked at port, he likes to go out into the city and perform stand-up comedy gigs at local bars under an assumed name. And he tells you he's won several prizes doing it.
Ooh.
You've got to laugh, haven't you? You never know when a day out at sea is going to be your last.
Optimistic way of looking at it, Niktar.
Yeah, that's what I think anyway. He's quite good company, and the day seems to go quite quickly. Atticus, was there anything specific you were after or looking to do on the boat?
Who?
Was there anything specific you were looking to do or talk to, or were you
Who?
just
Who?
you?
Oh, okay, thank you. I didn't hear that
You broke up a bit.
you broke
Oh,
up. And I
okay,
didn't
sorry.
hear you say my name.
Yeah, sorry, I said it 3 times, but yeah, sorry,
You didn't say the Atticus bit 3 times.
I did.
Thought you were just doing an impression of an owl.
Yeah,
You have had some breakups, especially when the music was going.
okay, sorry, got my new setup.
Yeah, I'm just going to go around and spend a bit of time with everyone. I'm going to ask them all the same question. I'm going to say to them, show me your job,
Okay.
and walk me through it, what you do. And I'm also going to ask them if they've got any complaints or suggestions, or if they've got any concerns.
Okay. None of them report any complaints, except for Flotsam, one of the goblins, who goes on a massive tirade about Jetsam, who
Right.
he says has been pinching more than his fair share of rations, and he's really not happy about it. And he demands that you go and see the captain and have Jetsam float thrown overboard. He'll lead us all out of house and home, yes he will.
We've got enough food to last.
Yes, we have now, but if he keeps eating like that, he's going to get really fat. Not like me, I'm a picture of health.
That's a bad thing if he's fat.
Well, I suppose he might float a bit better when we throw him overboard.
Hang on 1 second. I'll ask Surgeon Kira to keep an eye on it.
Oh, right, yes, okay, you do that. But I'm going to be keeping both my eyes on it as well.
When I ask if there's any problems or if everyone's all right and stuff, when I get to Kira, does she say anything about leaving the people behind?
Make an insight check. No, she doesn't. She's perfectly polite and answers your questions. She doesn't mention it.
Or to that. So, yeah, I'm just going to go around and spend time with all of them.
Yeah, so you spend some time. None of them have any complaints. They tell you what they all do. Vikrana, the dwarven bosun, is doing some maintenance and repairs below decks, and she proudly shows off her tool collection to you, which tells you they were. She does ask how long you're going to be in Lost Hope for.
Well,
Are we going to be there long, my dear?
Well, I'm not sure really. Why is that?
Well, it's where I'm from.
Ah, interesting. Which region?
I'm from the mountain city of Dan Boldor.
Ah, well, maybe we can use your knowledge of the area. How long has it been since you've been there?
I was but a babe when we left. My family fled. I don't know why, but I think they'd upset the Dwarven King for some reason. But if we go back there, and they see me, they will know I'm from there. And she points out the red facial tattoo on her cheek and forehead.
Well, thanks for letting us know. It looks like we're going to be heading to the north to Ravenmere. We're not sure yet, but if we do, maybe we keep you below decks and out of sight.
She nods.
I also asked them if any of them have got any questions for me or the party.
Yeah, none of them do really. They seem. The general impression you get is that if Captain Malore is happy to do what you're asking them to do, then they will just do it. And they seem to defer to his judgment.
Good, as a crew should.
I'm going to move my hammock up to the crow's nest for some peace and quiet.
Okay. You climb up to the crow's nest, and it has an occupant already.
What do you want?
You're relieved. Go and clean my equipment.
I'm busy, I'm having me dinner.
And you can see that the goblin there has a big bag full of hardtack biscuits.
Okay, I'm just going to pick him up and drop him out of the crow's nest so he hits the deck. He's obviously stealing from the ship.
Okay.
So I'm just going to drop him out of the crow's nest.
All right, make a grapple check. So strength or dex.
You want a dex check? What's a dex check?
Or strength, yeah. Oh Jesus, he's not beating that. Yeah, he's definitely not beating that.
Murder on the high seas.
Wasn't that far off.
Keelhaul him.
Okay, you grab him, you pick him up. He's going, down! What are you doing?
We will not tolerate theft on this vessel.
Okay, the
Drop him out
captain.
of the crow's nest.
You let
I'll
him
make sure
go.
there's no one below, but when I drop him, yeah, he's going. See, yes, he's fucking pizza. He's making
Okay,
pizza.
roll 3d6 for me, please. Jesus. Atticus, you're just walking across the deck talking to Niktar. He's scratching his head. He says, I don't think we've got rats, Captain, but we are a bit low on rations for some reason. I don't understand it myself. And then all of a sudden there's like, and something explodes at your feet. Your boots are covered in guts and bits of brain. Niktar just...
Oh my god, did you kill him?
Niktar looks down, looks up, looks down again, looks up at the sky, can't see anything, and looks across at you. What's going on?
Who's that?
Niktar.
Nectar.
Yeah. Is that...
I look up Tiberius. What was that?
That was the thief that was stealing the rations.
you look up and you see Tiberius's head just peeking out over the basket of the crow's nest.
The crow's nest is full of all the missing rations.
Better get up there, quartermaster.
No! Running across the desk and then sliding on both his knees towards you. His hands raised in the air in agony as he screams to the heavens. Jetsam comes sliding across the deck.
Breaking up.
Sorry. Yeah, there's a huge scream as Jetsam comes sliding across the deck on his knees, his hands raised dramatically to the heavens. No! And starts sobbing.
I gather this could be heard throughout the ship.
Yeah, people are stopping to look over at what's happening.
Head out on deck, see what's happened.
Tiberius, what have you done now?
You head out.
Tiberius, what's up?
Hey?
Are you going to clean this up?
No. I'll lower the food down on a rope.
Flotsam has now picked up the big red feather that was once sitting in his brother's hat, and he's clutching it to his chest, sobbing. What happened?
I don't know, but you're cleaning it up.
What's happened? Did he slip? Did he trip?
Is everything all right here, Commander? Oh dear, oh my.
Apparently not.
Just as he turns up, the food's just resting on the deck that I've just lowered down, all the missing rations.
We don't quite know what's going on here. We better get this cleaned up. Kira, come and take this thing down below deck and look after him.
Tiberius, I thought I asked you to clean it up. You'd made the mess.
I just set my hammock up and climb into it.
Are you wasting your time there, Atticus? He's in one of his moods.
You make a insight check for me, please, Atticus.
Insights.
Okay, the crew are looking round at a moment, looking from you to up to Tiberius and then down at the mess on the deck. And they look up to you again, and then Molor comes forwards. Right, that's enough gawking. Come and clean this up. Will, you come and clean this up. He points to one of the crew members. Kira comes up and takes Flotsam down below deck. You can still hear his dramatic wailing coming up from the deck hatch, though. He was my brother! I loved him more than anything in the world!
Dear. I'll accompany Kira with a poor little crying goblin.
Okay, you go down
And a
and
little...
try and
Is he
calm him
dead?
down. Is he dead? He's very dead, yeah. His arse went through his skull at about 50 miles an hour.
Brains all over the deck.
He's very dead. Oh,
yeah, you go down and help Kira calm him. After a while, can you make an insight check as well, Rodri?
yeah, I can jolly well give it a go. Oh.
Yeah, after a while, it becomes quite apparent to you that the goblin is milking it for everything it's worth.
I see.
There's like huge streams of snot running out of his long hooked nose and like dripping down into his lips, and he's like snorting it all up and rubbing his eyes to make them red. And he's telling you what a hero his brother was, and he doesn't know how he can go on. He's being very, very, very melodramatic.
I could say, oh, you're obviously so upset. We'll have to let you off all the duties then, because you're too upset to work now, aren't you? Maybe...
Oh, the curse! The curse!
What curse?
The
What
curse
sorry?
of Flotsam! It struck again!
What do you mean a curse?
The curse of Flotsam! Oh, my poor brother.
I don't know understanding about a curse.
Oh, Flotsam might calm down if Flotsam could have a little drink.
Okay, let me get. And I go up to Kira. I go, what's the nastiest, foulest tasting medicine we could give him? He's obviously milking it.
Well, I don't know that there'd be anything fouler tasting than the stuff they drink themselves, but we could get some grog, I suppose.
He'd probably enjoy that, though. Have we got anything for upset stomachs or anything like that? Be right with you.
I've got something that might put him to sleep for a little.
That's ideal.
Okay, you fetch him a mug, and Kira pours a white powder into it and stirs it up.
He roofies him.
Here you go. This
That'd be
Flotsam,
one of my scorpions.
Flotsam grabs it off her and downs it all in one with greedy gulps. He's still sniffling, and he kind of eyes. He says, "Oh, my poor brother. Oh, Flotsam."
Yeah.
After drinking, Flotsam needs food. But already his eyes are starting to droop.
Okay. Be with you in a while. Are you there? Just click my fingers in front of his face.
Yes, the curse. The curse.
Right, let's get him in his bunk.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't just me, was it, Kira? He was obviously milking it.
I wouldn't know. I've never really seen a goblin before.
Well, I'm sure either way, if he was milking it or not, a good night's sleep will do him wonders.
Oh, yes.
Alright, I'll pick him up and take him to his bunk and then make sure he's tucked in and come back.
Okay. All right. And the ship sails on. Can we have another D20 off somebody, please? Let me just...
I'm actually keeping watch while I'm in the crow's nest now. I've probably got the best eyesight on the boat thereabouts.
Okay, so the ship starts to angle a little bit to the north throughout the next day. The day passes without events. Those up in the crow's nest, really far off in the distance, you can make out a dark patch in the water to the south. It's miles away, but whatever it is, it's like a hole in the world. And just judging the distance, though it's hard to judge when you're out at sea, you think it must be at least 2 miles across.
Whirlpool.
Pits of Golga. Oh, it says.
I'll relay the coordinates of the whirlpool to Atticus.
Okay. Atticus, you know, I mean, you've sailed the Imperial Coast before. You know of the Pit of Gold.
Yeah. Yeah, Golgor, the captain will be well aware.
You know you can't approach within several miles, otherwise the currents will inexorably suck you in.
4 kilometers. Got to stay away from it.
Okay. But it fades into the distance as the boat continues. Let's have another D20, please.
Go.
Towards the end of your 3rd day at sea, you can see in the distance barren rocks rising. Just initially, it's just a sort of deep blue smudge on the horizon, but slowly begins to come into focus towards the end of the day. And the crew will look over, and it is the Islands of Lost Hope. From here, from this distance, they look like barren rocks with little vegetation, just rising from the sea, seemingly devoid of life.
Wow. Travel all this way for that.
Nice.
Let's keep heading round to Ravenmere. There should be civilization there.
Okay, let's have one last D20 check, please.
It's a group photo of everybody who cares about the goblin.
All his friends. As you're approaching a series of low grasslands with hills rising in the distance into the mountains, you see a large, broad river leading into the hills up ahead. The river is wide enough for the smoke streak and other ocean-going vessels to sail down, at least as far as the white buildings you can see about a mile upstream. Captain Molor comes up to you, Atticus.
Yeah.
Do you mind if we have a little word, Captain?
Go ahead. And it's Commander.
Aye. I'll get used to it.
You're the captain, my friend. Speak on.
What approach are we going to take in Ravenmere when they ask who we are and why we're here?
Travelers hunting for a druid. We'll be honest and we'll ask questions. There's no point in hiding anything. I can't see that it, unless it's linked to local politics and is hot news around here, I can't see it will drop us in hot water.
Well, you think that's the right approach, Commander? Ravenmere is a town built on honesty and honour and manners. Just bear that in mind in your dealings with the courts here.
I think we better let Rodri lead the way.
What's Tiberius?
Myself and Tiberius need to be gagged and put at the back of the room.
Oh, he's spoiling for a fight tonight.
Captain Molor barks some orders out to the crew, and with some skill they steer the smoke street into the mouth of the river The winds are in the right direction that you can use the sails to move upstream against the flow of the river. As you do, you see several knights riding on broad white stone pathways that border the river. They wave to the crew on the ship. They're wearing bright, shining plate armour. Red and purple and green plumes sprouting from their helmets as they proudly ride up and down the road. In the distance, you can see the town of Ravenmere. It's low buildings, seemingly made of wood that have all been painted white. But it looks very clean amongst the desolate, barren plains around it.
Huh? Cool. I guess we head to the docks, shore up, see if any customs come on board, see what happens at the docks.
Yeah, you do reach the docks on the edge of the city. Would be being a little over generous. It's a large town, and some officials walk up the gangplank as it's thrown down from the ship, and go up to the captain, who starts looking through various bits of paperwork. After a few minutes, he comes over to you. I think we're all right here, Captain. We should be okay for a few days. We're just taking on supplies on our way through. I told them we were last in the Empire. There's been some signs of pirate activity to the north and the east. But we'll pay the necessary dock fees.
Excellent job, Captain. I think we're going to head off into the city and have a nose around.
Well, we'll be here waiting for you, sir.
Yep, perhaps we should find a temple.
Just
Yeah,
bear
yeah,
in mind what I said about honour in this place, sir. You can be as nasty and as horrible as you like, as long as you do it in an honourable way. Then you'll be okay.
Understood.
I'm at you, sir. I want to find strike.
Hello, you killed my father. Okay, so the crew start making busy, and you see Kira talking to Fakrana, talking about supplies they'll need to make repairs and bring stocks aboard the ship.
What time of day was it?
It is late morning, about 11 a.m. by the time the ship arrives at the docks down the Marshgrass River.
Is it busy? What do the people look like? Are they well dressed?
The last port you were in was Keymouth, and this seems very quiet and provincial compared to that. Everyone seems very well dressed. There are women sort of shopping at some of the dockside stalls. They're all wearing very ornate, colourful gowns. You see some women walking along the side of the docks, and a man suddenly runs forward and throws his cloak on the ground in front of them over a muddy puddle, and bows with a flourish as they walk past, and they kind of giggle behind their handkerchiefs as they walk past.
I'll just look at Akate and look at my clothes and shake my head.
I'd expect nothing less, Rodri.
We were going to keep an eye out for like inns and stuff. We need to seek information on if there's any news of like this powerful druid anywhere.
Yeah.
Perhaps I could inquire at a local temple. We seek.
What's the name of the druid again? I haven't got my notes handy.
Alwinos.
Sorry, excuse me, guys. I've got a t-shirt on that I've had my hair cut in, and it's fucking really itchy.
Oh, it's horrible when that happens. Yeah, okay, so, you can leave the ship. You can't see any taverns or places of worship immediately, but there's a few people around you could ask.
Yeah, I just go up to someone and say, is there an inn anywhere?
You walk up to a young man who's wearing a velvet doublet in a deep brown colour with pale green leggings. He bows deeply as you approach. Good day to thee, sire. I hope thou hast had fair winds on thy journey.
I nod. Thank you, most kind. We're looking for an inn in your wonderful little town here.
Most visitors to the wonderful town of Ravenmere doth stay at the Buried Toad. And he kind of points down the street and then off to the right.
Sounds like a delightful place. You've been most gracious, sir. Thank you.
He smiles. Good day to thee, sir.
And to you.
Atticus, are you okay?
I'm struggling, Roderick.
Right, okay. If you need any help, we're...
Let's go find this inn.
Okay, you wander down the docks and turn to the right. There's a street. Again, it's surprisingly clean. There's kids playing out in the street, playing with a little kitten. The street widens out into a small courtyard area with a large tree growing in the centre of it, with benches arrayed around it and a little garden. There's young couples sitting beneath its boughs and chatting with each other. And over to the side, you see another building. It doesn't look like a traditional inn. It looks more like any of the other buildings. It's only the swinging sign of depicting a half-buried toad struggling to escape the earth, hanging above the door, that suggests it may be a tavern.
Looks like this might be the place. Roderick, you want to lead the way?
What? Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's walk in the old tavern, hey? Here we go.
Okay, you head inside. The first thing that strikes you is this isn't like the taverns of Keymouth or most of the taverns of the Empire. It's brightly lit inside. There's no smoke about. There's a few people in there, but they're all talking in very hushed voices. There's none of the lively atmosphere of the inns and taverns of the Empire. It seems more of a functional place.
Walk up to the bar.
Do the usual thing when you enter a bar, check everybody out, look who the big people, see if anybody's carrying weaponry, that kind of stuff.
There are a few people in there who have... Sorry, were you talking then, Atticus?
No, I just said making sure, having a look around, seeing who's got weapons.
Yeah.
What sort of clientele there are.
Yeah, so there's a few people in there with weapons, but you can tell almost immediately that the weapons are more dress weapons than functional. There's a couple of people with light rapiers at their side that wouldn't last 2 minutes in a real violent fight. But other than that, no, you don't see any of the usual signs you would expect.
Right, stroll up to the bar then.
Okay, a young woman walks over to you behind the bar. She's dressed in a white apron. She's got curly brown hair, dressed in ringlets down the sides of her face. She flashes you a broad smile. Good day to thee, sirrah. How may I serve you?
Oh, hello. We're not from round here. We are just recently alighted in yonder harbour.
Because he's smirking.
We would like some drinks, please.
Of course, sir.
What do you have?
We have some fine wine from Winhoff.
Ooh. I wouldn't mind.
Reminds
some.
me of Percy from Blackadder.
I'll certainly take one of those. Everybody else okay for wine? I believe it is
Just nod.
4 of your finest wines. Glasses.
Of course, sir. I shall fetch the glasses over immediately if thou wouldst care to take a seat and take a repose.
I'll look for a.
Come
I'll look
on
for a
away, let
table
us
that's.
take a seat.
I'll look for a table that's kind of good view of the door, kind of central, near to people actually, so we can hear what's going on.
Okay. Yeah.
Gesture. Sit
Yeah,
down.
you can take a table. People aren't talking very loudly in here. It's a very subdued atmosphere. If anything, it's more like a library than a tavern.
Anybody got excellent hearing?
This place is giving me the heebie-jeebies.
The after a few moments, the barmaid brings your glasses of wine over in fine cut glass glasses on a silver tray, which she puts down on the table.
And how,
That would be 5 silver florins, please, sir.
I hope these are good, and I'll give her 5 silver pieces.
She looks at them. They were certainly not
You
minted in
mean-
Ravenmere, but they will suffice, sir. My thanks to thee.
Oh, may I ask? It would comfort me no end if I were to find a temple in this fair town. God, I'm getting into this. Where would one's okay. Would such a place exist?
You can do it.
A temple of any of your gods to give thanks for our journey across the sea.
Yes, of course, sir. The church is at the top of the road.
Ah, thank you. Give her a wink, slap her ass. No.
Fine, let's bring down the sound.
Down it and ask for another one. No. Well, it's not very lively, is it? I say quietly. I don't think we'll get much information in here.
It's a little dull.
Is it mostly men in here? Because I noticed there wasn't many about outside.
There's probably about 8 people in the common room, and probably 6 of them. Yeah, there's only a couple of ladies in there.
Or with a place called Lost Hope, I do expect it to be overly lively.
You can all make a perception check, see if you can pick up any news or information.
Yeah. Any word of? I hear about Dark Fae or anything?
Okay, yeah, between you, you do pick up a few bits and pieces. You hear that there's been more skirmishes along the border between Ravenmere and Cliffguard. But the fine Raven Knights will surely defeat the Blood Riders of that accursed place. People seem to view the leader of Ravenmere, King Trefarin, favourably. And he seems to be more focused on the defence of the land rather than aggression towards his neighbours. There's rumours of excursions of war parties from the Orcs of Grones to the south. Most of the gossip here is very insular. It's not concerned at all with the rumours of the outside world. Wherever else you've travelled, there's been rumours of pirates and the Great Kraken and politics in the Empire, but here it's all about Ravenmere, and it's wars with its and treaties with its neighbours.
When I hear about someone talking about wars and stuff, I'll just pick up my glass and walk over to them and go, excuse me, I couldn't help but noticing you talking about battles.
There's an old man who's smoking a pipe. He's got a bald head with a shock of white hair springing out of each of his ears, and a long hooked nose. Aye, sir.
Oh, sorry, I introduced myself. I'm Rodri Melworth. I'm the ship's physician on one of the ships that just pulled into harbour.
He stands up and bows deeply before you.
Good day to thee, Mr. Melworth. I am Bran Mercier. I am a cobbler of Ravenmere.
Ah, good day to you, a noble profession. Everybody needs footwear. Wonderful. I was just wondering if you had heard any tales of, and I look around and lower my voice, of battles with the Dark Fae recently. We've heard they are our most powerful enemy, and we're keen to avoid.
He looks at you slightly questioningly and says,
I can tell that thou art not of these lands, sir. There are no such creatures in Ravenmere. We are protected by the good grace of King Trefarin. However, shouldst thou travel to the west of the Saldosa Peaks, to the Tremor Wilds, then that whole land is an uncivilized place. The forests, mountains, and hills may offer rich resources to those brave of heart, but the wildlife that lives there is aggressive and plentiful. Tribes of gnolls hunt in the foothills, and the forests are indeed haunted by fey creatures. But thanks to the good hearts of the Raven Knights, the citizens of Ravenmere are kept safe.
Thank you for the information. You are most kind. This town has been a most welcoming town.
Thou art surely not intending to travel to Western Tremor, art thou?
I hope not. I hope not indeed. It sounds like a terrible place. I think I'd rather stay here. This wine is excellent.
It is indeed.
Thank you.
There's always a good glass at the Buried Toad.
I'll return back to the table and I think we found where the Dark Fae are. Now I suppose I could go to the temple and find out where Alwanos is.
We need to corroborate the information. We need to get more sense of that, because it does sound that that's the type of place a druid might hang out. So it's a good place to start, but let's see if we can narrow it down some.
yeah, I mean, from looking at the map of Lost Hope, that west of the Saldosa Peaks may or may not be where the Dark Fae are, but it's a huge area of hundreds of square miles.
Yeah, we need to narrow it down some.
Aye, that we do. Looking at the map, I suppose that town of Aravar, and then you could go up the river. Thingy on the ship said you wanted to avoid Dan Boldar. There was loads of dwarves there, and he was in a bit of trouble with them.
To the barmaid now.
Yeah.
Hello, I don't suppose you can help me for a second with a bit of advice.
She kind of curtsies in front of you. Of course, sir. It is, you will always find good advice here in Ravenmere. The surgeon who looks after teeth can be found down the road and to the left.
It's very kind of you. I am trying to find out some information that it's hard to come by. If you wanted to know something and nobody else knew, who would you go to in this town to find out?
If thou art looking for gossip, sir, then the court of the king is the place to be.
Not gossip, information.
She looks at you questioningly, not quite understanding what you're saying.
About history, about places, about people, a knowledgeable person, an educated person.
Our king, Trefarin, is the most educated man upon the whole of the Isle of Tremor, sir. His wisdom stretches beyond the horizon of the sea.
Probably the richest.
Would he accept a meeting with an outsider?
Gracious king is always welcoming to outsiders, sir.
Where does he reside, the king? Maybe I should go and speak to his representatives.
At the Raven Palace.
Which is, we are new to this area, madam.
Apologies, sir. Of course. If you head back out towards the Marshgrass River and turn right, as you wander through the golden sun of Ravenmere shining down upon thee, thou wilt see the palace rising on a hill to the east. Thou cannot miss it.
Say through almost clenched teeth. You are most gracious, madam. Thank you.
She curtsies.
Nod and walk off. Sit down. I need to fucking get out of here. This is good.
Do you need a breather, Atticus? You're doing really well.
I relay the information I got.
Yep. Okay.
But the king is probably the best person to go and see to see if he knows anything about this. It sounds like they're an honourable people, so we need to tell them that we're on a quest of some sort and add drama to it.
Yes, but I suppose we'll have to confess up that we're seeking Alwanus, the great and mighty druid. I mean, they've got to be on good terms with kings and things. Well, I don't know. Probably doesn't meddle in the affairs.
As long as he doesn't want anything in return.
No. Well, I'm going to finish my wine and go to the temple.
I think that's a good idea, and then we can perhaps go and see the king.
Indeed.
If he'll see us, or at least speak to his representatives.
Indeed, indeed.
Okay.
Right.
You finish your glasses of wine. Make perception checks for me, please.
A little bit oblivious.
Yeah, Kat. Yeah, I mean, you can tell straight away that your appearance in the tavern has gained quite a bit of interest, and there is a little bit of gossip being spread around about you, but it's all being done behind raised hands over people's lips and in quiet whispers.
Well, I don't feel most welcome here.
Why not?
Look at me, Rodri.
Oh, yeah. Best keep your magics to yourself around here. If they're that honourable and whatever. Like all of us, really.
Okay.
Especially Tiberius.
So you're heading out to the church.
Yes.
Yeah, we're all going.
Okay, you head back out into the streets of Ravenmere. The church is relatively easy to find. It only takes a couple of minutes. And despite the cleanliness of the streets, the calmness of the place, there's just something itching at the back of your neck that something isn't right here. And then it strikes you. You haven't seen a single beggar. You haven't seen a single person with a lost limb or a pair of crutches. Everyone seems healthy. Everyone seems friendly. Everyone seems quiet and respectful. It is weird.
Place gives me the creeps.
You walk up to the church. It's a large building, again made of whitewashed wood. The doors are open. Painted above the door is a red heart symbol with green swirls in the middle of it.
Who's that then?
You would know, Rodri. It's the symbol of Atroa, the bringer of spring, the sad maiden.
But she like fertility and fields and harvests and stuff, or?
Yeah, it's sort of the land's bounty. There's different, as with many of the churches, there's different aspects of the faith. Many farmers worship her, but you know, there are more extreme parts of the faith as well. She's also seen as the goddess of spring, the sad maiden who promotes the burying of old feuds in an honourable way. Yeah.
Cool. Let's walk in then.
Okay, you walk in and you find that all the priests in there, there are a few, are all women. They're all wearing green flowing robes and they are all heavily pregnant.
Wow. I'll look for the oldest one.
Okay, yeah, you see a woman with dark hair with grey streaks in, tied into a plait down her back. She's wearing a straw circlet around the top of her head. She's probably, it's difficult to say, but in her mid to late 40s, but also heavily pregnant as well.
Good day to you, Holy One.
She turns and bows to you. Good day to thee, sir. Blessed be this ground where we meet.
Yes, and may the sun shine down upon it evermore. I've got my staff, my snake staff with me.
Mm-hmm.
And make sure it's on display. I was wondering if I may have a word with you. I am on a mission of sorts for the Church of Pelor. And I've been tasked with making contact with one of the old faith.
The daughters of the hills welcome the son of the light.
So, it's one of the sun. Yes, I was wondering.
Who art thou seeking?
I was wondering if you knew of any way I could contact the followers of the old faith.
The old faith is a barbaric teaching. Ravenmere is far too civilized a place for such a belief to find root.
I know, it troubled me greatly taking upon this quest, but who are we to question? Point upstairs. Point up. The ones up there. Yep. Big ones. Big guy.
She looks at you questioningly for a moment. Art thou seeking the druid?
Yes, we were given a name. I turn around behind me to the gang. What was his name again? Al something. That's it. Thank you. Alwanos.
Alwanas. Sir, that man is a sot and a thief, and not to be trusted.
Good God.
He
This
was
really
here
is-
a week or so ago, but by the sad maiden's blessing, he hath left us now, and we are better for it.
Maybe I've been tasked with civilizing this man. Maybe this has been given to me as a test of my faith.
Then it is a severe test indeed, sir, and one that I sadly believe thou art doomed to fail. That man cannot be turned.
I do not believe that even he could resist the light of the sun. I am even more determined to do this than ever. Where did this man go to?
I do not know, and I do not care. As long as he is not here, he has taken his foul stench elsewhere, then things are for the better.
Can I try an insight test to see if she's
Mm-hmm.
acting shifty?
She has an intense dislike for the person you're talking about. She doesn't trust him. It seems to be rooted in something personal, not just in her sort of religious judgments of him.
I look around at all the pregnant holy ladies, and just like wondering, maybe that's the reason. Do you know of anybody who could point me in the right direction? I must track down this man and change his ways.
I fear that man will come to a sticky end. But I cannot help thee, sir. I wish thee luck in thy quest, foolhardy though it may be.
Thank you, my lady. You have been most gracious. May your fields be forever bountiful.
Blessed be the ground.
Indeed. Turn around and leave.
Well, he was here a week ago, but where he went, they don't know, and they do not like him.
Well, at least we know he was here.
Yes.
Maybe we go and see the king and see if he knows anything. Such a prominent person, surely he would have been made aware.
They said he was a sot and a scoundrel, so I don't know where someone like that would hang out in a place like this. Doesn't seem to be anywhere for him. Who would befriend him or know his...
He's a druid. Maybe he stayed outside of the city.
Mm-hmm.
Just because we can't see any scum doesn't mean they're not here.
It's a fair point also. Let's go see the king.
Okay, you head back out into the street. It's early afternoon by this time. The broad avenues, tree-lined with pear and apple, lead up to the palace, as you were told, on a low hill overlooking the Marshgrass River. The palace is built of the same whitewashed wood as the rest of the town. It's only real denoted by its size and the fact it's on a hill overlooking the rest of the town. There's a low wall around it, which is being patrolled by guards wearing plate mail that has been polished to within an inch of its life.
Just a town of bullshit, isn't it? Propaganda and whispers, and this is too close to fucking home, to be honest. What I've just been through.
Sorry, Rich.
I ain't fucking enjoying this.
Trigger warning, mate.
Let's head up to the castle, up to the king's palace.
We'll go up to the gate.
Yeah, go up there.
The gate is open. There are people coming through. There's a couple of guards on the gate standing to attention, again wearing brightly polished plainmail that reflects the sunlight. Each of them has a bright red plume issuing from the top of their helmet. They're standing completely upright, almost as stiff as boards. And for a moment, you're not even sure that they're real or they're just lifelike painted statues. They don't even look at you as you walk in past them through the gates. The white stone-paved road leads up to two huge double doors that are open. And you can hear the sound of light, polite laughter and applause coming from inside the hall.
Who's best to speak to a king? Not my favourite type of person.
I'll speak to the king. Although it'll fucking hurt me.
We're here for you.
Okay, you stride into a great hall. It takes your eyes a moment to adjust. This is the darkest place you've been in since you've been in the town. It's lit by braziers around the outside, but there is still plenty of shadows cast by the tall pillars that line the hall. There's several long tables in the centre of the hall, at which various people are talking and eating. There's a small band of musicians off to one side playing. There's a man in a strange tricorn hat with bells on who is juggling and dancing at the same time. And sitting on the throne on a raised dais at the end of the hall is a very tall man, but he's almost as wide as he is tall. His huge belly almost spilling over his knees like soft bread dough. He's wearing what initially appears to be military armour, but even from this distance you can tell that it's dress armour and that it would serve no function in a fight other than to get in the way. He has a balding head with a high peaked forehead and a long drooping moustache which has been painted a deep blue colour. He's laughing politely with a young lady who sat on his left hand side. The young lady is dressed in a green robe and heavily pregnant.
And Rodri and Tiberius and Hecate, if any of you fucking mention what's about to happen again, I'll smash you in the face. I walk up to the king and bow deeply to him.
You walk up. No one stops you walking up to him. And there's a few guards about, but again, they're all standing to attention. And for a moment, you bow and you stand up and nothing happens, and you're just starting to feel a little bit uncomfortable and foolish when the king looks over at you and raises an eyebrow and nods at you.
My lord king, might I have a word with your eminence?
Thou art a stranger to the kingdom of Ravenmere, my worthy friend. Please introduce thyself before my court.
I am the Commander Baron. I come from Keymouth. I am one of the most premier knights. I am on a quest of great import, lord, and I request help and sanctuary.
He nods slightly.
Again.
Our brothers from the Cerulean Empire art always welcome in the court of the King of Ravenmere, my friend. Please, ask what the court could do for you, and we will see if it is within our power.
I bow deeply again. Thou art most gracious, lord. If I can let my scribe explain, and I motion to Rodri.
Of course. Are you well, sir? You look a little pained, if you do not mind me saying so.
Is he talking to me when he says that?
Yeah. He's seen behind your grimmest uncomfortableness.
My quest carries with it a great level of pressure and weight, and it is of great import to the Cerulean Empire that we find the man that my scribe is about to explain to you, and it weighs heavy upon my soul, sire.
If we can do anything that will aid the servants of the great Emperor Wilhelm Jehen, then of course we will do what we can, sir.
I give him a flourish of a bow and step aside for Rodri.
I just whisper to him as I walk past him, well, how do I follow that up?
Don't say anything.
I walk up to the king, plant my staff on the ground. I go, greetings, your highness. It is true. My brother-in-arms here is indeed weighed down by this great and mighty quest. We have been given the task of civilizing the scoundrel known as Tremor the Druid. bringing him to heel, you might say.
I presume you mean
Um,
Alwanos. You'd say Alwanos and not Tremor.
Alwanos.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
He-
Alwanos.
The Kings looks down at you, but make an insight check for me.
Right ho. Right ho. There it is.
As far as you can tell, he seems very interested in what you have to say.
Quick failure.
He leans over and pulls a sweet candied fig off a plate and munches it as he listens to you.
Yes. We believe he has been altogether not a civilizing influence on this land, and we, in order to succeed in our quest, we must seek him out, find him.
Indeed, the druid is a scourge upon the clean streets of the great town of Ravenmere. I have told my guards that it is not permitted to enter the town, and I have ordered all copies of his ridiculous book to be burned.
Oh. He would put his foul words onto paper, onto parchment. Oh.
Does us know where we can find him now?
I cannot help thee, I am afraid. I do not know where the druid is. I will ask my advisors and get word to thee.
You're most gracious, Lord King. We will be on the vessel, the Smoke Streak, in your dock. We will return as soon as you send word.
Please, gentlefolk, partake of my gifts. Enjoy the music of my players.
I bow deeply and say to him, I shall surely pass on how gracious you have been to the Emperor. Bow my head.
He nods to you.
Turn around and walk out. I'm not stopping for the sweetmeats. I can't socialise. I've got to get out.
Any candies?
Thanks.
We're stuffing ourselves.
As you're about to leave the hall, someone suddenly jumps in front of you with a flourish, Atticus. Yeah. There's a jingling of bells, and you see a man with a big red bulbous nose and a black goatee beard, and he shakes a stick in your face. There's bells all over the end of it. Aha! Prithee, sir! What a fine day! And he gives a big flourish, and as he does so, he stands up again, and he pulls out a huge bunch of red roses, which he hands to you.
My patience is strained.
Can't be here.
Can I find thy face ape-like and thy form misshapen? Thy nose, moreover, is an offence against my decency, resembling more closely scabrous fur which doth decorate the hinder portion of a dog. Is it possible that thy mother, seized by some wild lechery, dallied with a randy goat? Now get out of my fucking way.
He gives another bow and then taps you on the nose with his stick of bells, and then moves out of the way. As you walk out, you look down at the flowers he'd thrust in front of you, and there is a note rammed into the middle of the flowers.
Okay. Carry on walking.
Okay.
I'll read the note when I'm back on the ship. I'll just stash it.
Okay.
I'll follow Atticus out after taking something off the trays of food.
Okay.
Maybe a little tipple.
Most of the food there is covered in obscene amounts of sugar. It's incredibly sweet.
Oh, hey. Rude not to. Thank you, Your Highness.
Okay, you make your way back out and head back to the smoke streak.
Well, that was interesting.
Oh, that pompousness is so insufferable. Oh my god.
I fear if that fool had approached Tiberius, he might have got a punch in the mouth before he'd been able to complete his sentence.
Most dungeon masters punish their players with ancient gods and evil dragons. I do it with polite society.
Yeah.
It's horrible. We don't like it.
Everybody make a sanity check.
We're a whole group, man.
Oh,
Only Rocky is slightly civilized. And Hecate.
Well,
Man.
I'm a wild elf, so I've lived in the bloody bushes most of my life. This is all like way too.
Yeah.
I'm a forest
inside
gnome.
for me.
A fucking werewolf. I can't handle this.
Let's get back to the ship.
Okay, you
Everything's
make
supposed
your...
Take much more of this cloying.
Everything we meet tries to kill us. This is not. I can't. No.
I'm going to head back to the ship.
Okay, you head back to the ship. It's sort of getting on for late afternoon by the time you head back.
I'm going to check in with the captain and make sure that they're restocking provisions and water and all that kind of stuff.
Everything's going fine as far as we can tell, Captain, but there's something about this place gives me the heebie-jeebies.
I'm right there with you, Captain. This is not natural. All this pomposity.
Cheers, baby.
But when in Ravenmere,
Okay.
On the way back to the boat, I just wanted to see if I could get a handle on this unease. Anything else sticks out, apart from the lack of beggars and.
Did any of your evil senses tingle or anything like this?
No, none of your danger sense was tingling, Cat.
I mean, did they seem like naturally pompous, or did they seem like they were like bewitched in some way?
Make an insight check for me. They all seemed content and happy,
Obviously brainwashed.
and untroubled, but not in an well. I mean, if those concepts are unnatural in themselves to you, but other than that, not in an unnatural way.
Well, considering they're at war with Cliffguard.
You're reminded that of the famous saying of Taraknian Jehen, one of the old emperors of the empire, when he gave the islands of Lost Hope its name. He said, "A man who is tired of life, who has lost all hope, might as well live in the kingdoms of Tremor." And you kind of understand what he meant by that now.
They have basically just give up, haven't they? And they're just doing what they're told, or they're just really bored. Don't know.
it's a feudal society, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is, but without the serfs, as far as you can tell.
Okay, well, we'll go back to the boat.
Yeah. And I'm going to open that letter when I get back to the boat.
Okay. I'll show you what the letter says.
Do not wish to spend any more time in the company of the people of this town. Thank you very much.
I have the information you are after. If you would help me save a mother's son and avoid a war, come to Raven Knight's camp west of Ravenmere. Come prepared for travel and cold weather. There is gold in it for you, and I will tell you the whereabouts of the druid. Show this letter to Non. To what?
One burden.
One bird.
One burden. I'll show everybody.
Could
Look
be a
what
trap.
happened to the Raven Knights camp west of Ravenmere.
Show it to no one. Oh wait, that doesn't mean us.
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
What do you say?
Well, we don't have any other leads.
I'm prepared for cold travel. Have we got?
Yeah, we've got furs and stuff, haven't we?
Have we?
Yeah, we've been in cold climates before.
True. That is true. Let's check my chest.
I can't bear to go shopping. I'd rather freeze to death. Besides, if I turn into a wolf, I'll be fine.
We'll pack
I'm
our
not gonna get
backpacks.
cold.
We'll pack our backpacks before we go, Neil. Well, I am anyway.
Okay.
And I'll go and see the captain.
Mm-hmm.
Explain to him everything that's happening. We're heading out to the. I'll show him the note. We're going to follow up on this lead and see where it takes us. We might be gone for a few days.
That's all right, sir. We can look after the place. Though I think I'll be staying on the ship. Truth be told.
Any trouble, cast off, head out into the waters, and we'll meet you. And I explained somewhere of prominence that we saw coming in down the
Yeah,
river.
there's the hook of Ravenmere, which, if you look at the map of Lost Hope, you can see this big hook shape.
Yeah.
And there's a bay in there you could meet at. It's probably about 20 miles, 30 miles away, but...
Any trouble, head out into the water and we'll meet you there.
To be honest, sir, I'm not expecting any trouble here. It's weird.
It really is, but keep on guard anyway and inform the crew.
Right you are. Well, best
when
of luck to
things
you,
do
sir.
shift-
Fair winds and all that.
In fact, the crew's confined to the boat.
Yeah, they're confined. They're self-inflicted. They're time
Well,
on the boat.
and the dwarf woman's got to stay on board anyway
Mm.
and outside because they said she wouldn't be welcome there. Right,
Do we still have
let's
Flotsam with
head
us?
out. Let's head out to the thingy.
I'll inquire Kira Grubber if she's got any cold weather gear.
Okay.
Oh,
Sorry,
on board the ship.
Becky, what did you say?
Flotsam's still with us, like on the ship.
Flotsam's dead, but his brother Jetsam
sorry.
is apparently still around. You can't see him at the
Okay.
moment, but you could go looking for him.
Do we need to go looking for him?
I'm gonna have a quick look in the crow's nest.
There's no sign of him in the crow's nest.
Okay. He'll be somewhere eating the supplies.
I'm gonna pack a bag. I'm gonna go into town
He's eating all the supplies.
Okay.
and see if I can find a nice cape.
Yeah, I want to
Um,
make sure we've actually got some cold weather gear.
Yeah,
because it really
if
is-
you're heading into town, Kat, you can find some cold weather clothing for 4 silver. It's a bit more expensive than you would normally pay in
That's
Keymouth.
fine. I want it to be
I'll
fun.
pay for some as well. I don't think I've got any. I'll
Okay.
still wear my waterproof poncho over the top of it.
Yeah. Okay. If not, mark off 4 silver anyone who's buying any
I will
Oh,
do.
yeah.
I'll do that now.
cold weather
I'm gonna
clothing.
I'm gonna shift my armor into the shape of furs.
Okay.
I don't
Does
Okay.
it
Like a big pom pom.
Does it take on the qualities of it or not? Will you still be cold even though you look like you're wearing furs?
know.
He doesn't feel any warmer, but whether he tells you that information or not, I don't know.
Just check.
Certainly looks warm.
I've got my furs. I just paid for them.
Just transform into a wolf. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you make your preparations. It's about 6 in the evening at this point in time. Where are you heading?
Into the west of Ravenmere.
Okay, you go through the centre of Ravenmere. There's a single road leads out to the west. It's clean. It's well maintained. There are regular patrols of knights on horses. And the road stretches out like an arrow, almost in a straight line to the hills to the west, as far as the eye can see.
Can you put that note up again? Sorry, I shut it by accident.
Yeah.
Well, not by accident. I did it on purpose, but
Yeah, I accidentally clicked on the screen.
I'm going to be wearing my hood up as well because I've got really self-conscious.
yeah. So we'll head to the Raven Knight to what looks like a military camp west of Ravenmere. We'll keep our eyes out for what looks like a military camp.
Okay. So you travel out west out of Ravenmere. You've been going along this road in a straight line for probably 3 or 4 hours. Still no sign of the camp, and it's now getting very dark.
Is there anybody to stop on the road still?
About every 30 or 40 minutes, you pass by a patrol of 2 knights on horseback.
I'll hail the next patrol.
Okay, they wheel their horses round and trot up to you. One of the riders takes a step forwards and raises the visor on his helmet. He looks down at you. Good day to this, sir.
Good day. Good day to you, Sir Knight. Sir
Good day.
Brave Knight. We have been tasked with reporting to the Raven Knight's camp. Could you tell us, is it far? We have been walking quite a long time.
If thou keepest walking, thou should arrive on the morrow as the sun's light begins to colour the peaks of the Saldosa Peaks.
Thank you. Good night. And good night.
Safe travels to thee, sir.
Good night.
Stick to the road.
I will. Thank you. Good night.
Keep traveling.
Really
Follow the
tired.
So are you going to camp at all, or are you just going to travel through the night?
Really tired.
Should we camp?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, we'll find somewhere to set up camp in the dying light before it gets too dark.
Okay, I mean, there's the road, which is straight as an arrow, clean, well maintained. Either side of the road is just an expanse of grassland as far as you can see, except to the west, where it climbs into low hills and then up to the mountains beyond.
Well, 15, 20 feet off the road.
Yeah, you stop, you make a small fire, you camp down,
Blanket.
and you spend a relaxing time, absolutely, completely untroubled by anything. Again, it's weird.
Doesn't feel right. Something's off.
Could I?
brainwashed.
Are there any tracks of animals around?
Hold on, let me just
Yeah.
change the time. Oh, sorry, that was wrong.
Oh. Overslept.
There we go. It's 6 a.m. In fact, let's make it. There we go.
Time traveling.
Okay. Sorry, there was a question in there somewhere.
We get up and I want to check for animal tracks in the area. Like, are there any animal tracks, animal paths? Any signs of...
Make a survival check. The road seems to be quite well travelled. Just off the edge of the road, there's horse tracks, but they all seem to follow the direction of the road. You do spot some light animal tracks, probably made by a fox or a badger or something, but nothing other than that.
Yeah. Thank you. I guess we keep on walking.
Okay.
Yeah, keep following the track.
As you, sorry, go on.
Do you know any songs, Tiberius?
No. Oh, wait.
You travel for another couple of hours and the road starts to rise on a very gentle slope. But there's a noticeable chill in the air, and looking back, you actually seem to have climbed quite high. It's just been such a gentle slope up that you haven't really noticed the ascent. But the wind has really picked up here.
I know a song that'll get on your nerves, get on your nerves, get on your nerves.
I wrap my feathers around me.
Okay. The wind begins to tear at your face, howling in cold defiance of the late summer air. Before you can see the wind-blasted mountains rising high into a grey sky, their distant peaks covered in ice and snow. There's a light dusting of snowflakes that were blown down from those heights during the night, and it's just starting to melt off the ground now. And you see up ahead, against the mountainous backdrop of the Saldosa Peaks, a small military camp. Riders gallop in practice formations, their lances lowered to strike hay practice figures in the distance.
Head over there.
Okay, the road leads directly to the camp.
Head over. Yeah, keep following the road to the camp.
Okay, the camp has a blockade around it of upright sharpened tree trunks that have been hammered into the ground. Most of the people here have some kind of military uniform or armour. Watching the riders as they practice, you can tell they're actually pretty skillful and they look very competent, actually.
Okay. Cool.
Certainly not like the sort of false armour and weapons you saw back in Ravenmere. These guys look like they might actually be the real deal.
Okay, go up to the thing.
Okay, as you walk up to the entrance, two guards walk out from a small wooden hut at the side of the compound and actually move and block your way into the compound. Though they do, as they do so, they do bow before you. But you notice as they bow that they do throw their cloaks back over the hilts of their weapons so that their weapons are ready to grab if needed.
Greetings.
Greetings, gentlefolk. What brings you out to the Raven Knights camp?
Do you want to tell them the truth? Oh no, we're not supposed to. Oh no! Somebody gag Tiberius.
We need to speak to
Burdon?
Wumburder.
Everybody in our party's got a stutter.
Wumburder. I don't know what.
I can't remember his fucking name either.
Sir Wumburdon.
Wumburder.
If you would please wait here, sirs.
One of the knights turns and walks off into the compound.
Nod.
After a few moments he returns, followed by a massive hulking figure with red hair and a shaggy beard that whips wildly across his face in the wind as he approaches. He stands some 8 feet tall, his ears are pointed, and his skin is covered in a light fur. The Furbolg Knight, Sir Wumburden, raises a hand to you to signal hello.
8 foot tall.
That's 5 foot taller than me. Man's a giant.
I extend my hand.
He strides forwards and bows deeply, and then grins at you all. He cries over the wind, "Ah, thank you all for joining us. Please, come in.
Nod and just head in.
Mm-hmm.
He turns and leads you to one side of the camp, glancing to either side to check that there's no one else within earshot as he leads you off towards a tent. He leads you into the tent. It's pretty bare. There's a hammock on one side, a large table with several maps stretched out and pinned to the surface. A small brazier shedding a little but not much warmth. He leads you into the tent, and then he leads you straight out the back of the tent to the wall of the compound that the tent is against. He then pushes against one of the upright tree trunks that makes the wall of the compound, and it swings upwards easily, and he ducks down and passes through.
Follow him.
Yeah.
This is intriguing.
Okay, you follow him through, and you find him standing in a small copse of trees on the outside of the rear of the camp. He looks around again, then places his fingers in his mouth, and he whistles loudly 3 times. At first, nothing seems to happen, and then suddenly,
Look around, yeah, keep our eyes around.
there's a tremendous rumble, followed by snow and rock tumbling down the slopes of the mountains behind him. It signals the approach of something massive. Sir Wum holds up his hand, indicating to you there's no need to be alarmed. Boom, 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 more rumbles. And then you see an enormous woman come striding into view down the side of the mountain. She's nearly 4 times the height of a man. Blue skin covers her corded muscles, stiff braids of her white hair blow in the wind. There can be no doubt there is a mighty frost giant coming to meet you.
Jesus.
Sorry, I don't know what that fly's doing, but I'm going to kill it if I can. It's really
That was
annoying
on
me.
the.
I even thought I was in the room.
Worm turns and bows to the woman and then turns back to you. My friends, meet Skovja Thur first. You're going to save her son, and in exchange I'll help you find the druid Alwinos.
Always a catch. God damn it.
Oh, hello.
The huge woman, she's towering above you, almost blocking out the light of the sun. Her, at the top of her head is almost peeking above the top of the trees.
Holy.
And she crouches down and then sits cross-legged upon the floor. But she still towers above you. Even doing that, she's twice your height, Rodri. Her arms are as thick as the tree trunks around you. And she looks at you all quietly as though judging each of you.
Look at her. I'm keeping ready.
Sorry, you're just going to have to bear with me a minute.
These are the short folk you say will help find my son, Burden. Indeed. They will be travelling west anyway in search of the druid. They can kill two birds with one stone.
She nods. And she looks at you.
3 days ago, Skovja and her son Burley were hunting on west side of mountains, near the woods of scattered timberland. Gorikvarta's territory ends at the border of peak and forest. When Skovja returned to our camp, she finds scene of battle. Human and horse corpses lay in the area, cut in half by my son's strong axe. Tracks of horses headed off towards scarred timberland, dragging something big behind them. Something size of Skovja's son. Skovja's instinct was to go after riders and kill them. But sense prevailed. There is peace between the frost giants of Gorikvarta and Ravenmere. If Skovja's son's disappearance is brought to attention of Jarl, peace will be no more. Giants will declare war. Many people will die. I came seeking help of old friends. Burden. Burden promised Skovja he will help find Burley. Skovja can give Raven Knights 5 days to find and return son. Then Skovja's honor means she must tell Jarl what has happened. Consequences will be war and death.
Well, obviously it's a ploy, isn't it, to cause rifts between the two allies. So somebody needs to gain from this. But who?
So Wum looks at you as you're talking, Tiberius, and he nods. I think the same, my friends. I think I have chosen wisely in asking for your help.
Do you have any suspicion as to who might be would be
Indeed.
behind this plot? Or who could gain from it in the court of Ravenmere, maybe?
I think it is the Blood Riders. of Cliffguard.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
They are the enemy of Ravenmere, and they are known to hate the giants. I'm certain they are behind it.
So could they have got your son all the way back to Cliffguard? Or do you think they're hiding somewhere? Where did I mean, I need to track them. I need to track the trail. So
Sculpture's son is west of Saldosa Peaks. That is where trail was leading.
okay. Right then. First thing. What time is it now? It's 9 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
No time like the present. Sorry.
I would ask you, my friends, to find these blood riders, if it is indeed them behind the abduction of Sculpture's son.
We'll find
and-
you, sir.
Convince them one way or the other to let him go. If they do not, it will mean war for Ravenmere. Bringing the head of the Blood Riders back here, or to the Jarl of the Giants, should be enough to avoid outright war.
Bit of a specialty of mine, to be honest.
I do not ask you to help my friend for nothing. I know you are strangers to this land, and whilst war would be a terrible scar upon it, you have your own quest. I know you are looking for the druid.
Mm-hmm.
He told us he was going into the scattered timberland in search of portals to the Feywild, through which dark Fey had been escaping and causing us trouble.
Dark Fate, you say? I don't have the wisdom for this.
If you're
I
travelling
have a
to the
decline your
scattered
offer.
timberlands on the trail of Sculpture's son anyway, you will surely come across the druid there.
2 birds, 1 stone.
Additionally, if you can stop the war, I have some funds set aside I can pass your way.
Reuniting a son with his mother, I'm sure, would be reward enough.
Right then.
If you're going
might
to
just-
find these blood riders, there's 2 options. You can follow the path they made through the woods after taking Burley, but that means going back to the place where he was abducted. You can cut through the Saldosa Peaks themselves, shorter but surely more dangerous. Or you can go around the peaks where they meet the coast, which will take more time.
I think we're very straight.
Yeah,
Oh,
we'll go
yes.
across the peak.
Sculpture will join you and guide you back to Sculpture's camp, where fight was.
Okay, that would be great. And I'll
Even
wink
with
at her.
Sculpture helping, peaks are hazardous. Colder than any autumn weather in Ravenmere.
Do you realise, Tiberius, that if she's this big and she's had a son, she's probably got a husband who's just as big as her.
I just want to be a gnome dildo.
I dread to think what the gifts are going to look like later when I get a chance to look.
We leave now.
As you wish.
Yeah.
Lead on.
She stands up again.
Sorry, making notes.
She almost creaks like a tree as she stands up. Towering above you again, she looks down at you, turns and begins to walk back towards the foothills of the Saldosa Peaks.
Could I climb up her back and sit on her shoulder?
You can try.
I'll ask her.
Make a persuasion check.
My speciality.
She throws you.
She glares down at you.
You stay there, little rat.
Excellent.
And with that, you find yourselves following a 25-foot tall, blue-skinned woman up the foothills of the mountains, and we'll take a 2-minute break.
Cool. then.
Ooh.
Right, I'll be back in a minute, guys.
This,
Yeah,
is,
me
your,
too.
this is your She-Hulk fantasy, Dave.
Yeah. Quick, She-Hulk gifts. Have a look at your famous, your first.
Gonna have a wait.
What are you giggling away at, David?
Becky's gift. Jesus, that's a bit of a difference.
I think there are a couple as well. They've done a couple of gifts like that.
This is the last thing Tiberius sees. Her husband. Wow, we've got a quest. We've got a real quest. Oh, there's going to be lots of fighting.
Yeah, it's going to be cool, man.
Mm-hmm. I was just waiting for Rich to go into a rage and just shift in the middle of that king's room.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
I wonder what's going on with it. Why they're all so docile and happy and nice. There's got to be some. Sorry.
Gotta be brainwashed.
Yeah, some big nasty creature behind it all, maybe.
Make a drink, girl.
So the illicits aren't here. With their weird, freaky tentacle mouths. What happens if you put that in a gift? Weird, freaky tentacle
Actually, I've got a drink.
mouths. Oh my god. That's horrible.
Don't like. Let me have a reaction.
Jesus Christ.
There. Don't like. Who's done that? Who thought that? Back in a second. I'm going to pour my tea.
Uh huh.
Weirdo.
Oh my god, it's so big.
I've just walked it back into the room to you saying, "Oh my god, it's so big."
I don't know where I'm going.
What are you looking at?
Oh my god, it's so big. I don't know. I've just had one bottle of
You need
really
to
strong
keep that in
beer.
your head.
Oh my god, it's so big. Just imagine how that's some very rude, naughty thoughts about giantesses.
I'll probably have a fucking dream about it like that.
Yeah, you're
sake.
gonna disappear right up it. You're gonna trip and fall in.
I'll dream about. I'll have one of all my weird dreams about giants. I'm going to give money a ring. I'm just going to get a bong.
Right.
Can't handle these weird dreams.
I am back.
Very entertaining for us.
How's everybody? Are we all ready to
Becky.
continue?
Becky's just sorting herself a hot water bottle out. She's
Okay.
suffering.
Not fun. Not. There's a special gift for you, Neil.
Is there?
Mm.
Okay, I look forward to seeing that.
Pick your lucky lips.
It's horrible. David's made me feel a little naughty.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
It's gross. I'm wondering how I'm going to eat my Cadbury's cream egg now.
How would
Because
she
I'm
eat the
gonna
Cadbury's
be
cream
thinking
egg?
about how would she eat it?
I started watching that.
Would she go for an
Hey.
eyeball?
I'm back.
Sorry,
I
you
was
stop-
watching 1883 last night. That spin off from how Yellowstone all started.
Oh yeah, any good?
Oh, fucking really, really good, mate. Yeah, very, very good. The narration and the story writing in it is just fucking top dollar. It's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely
Okay,
brilliant.
cool. Is it a movie or a TV?
It's a series. It's a
Oh,
series. It's on SSA, yeah. I think there's 6 episodes to each series, and I think there's 2 series up.
Okay.
It's brilliant. The original, how they founded the ranch and when they were pioneers, the journey to get there and everything. It's fucking ace, mate.
Okay,
Mhm.
so are we ready to carry on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, you spend the rest of the day following the hulking form of Skovja up into the Saldosa Peaks. Is there anything you would like to do during the journey?
No,
Yes.
apart from pay attention, keep an eye on her, pay attention to what's being said, keep an eye out on our surroundings,
I'm going to map the trail.
see if we're going to be jumped,
Keep your eye out for animals or anything.
eye out for plumes of smoke or birds scattering, or that kind of stuff. Just keep
Okay.
a sharp eye out.
The wind screams relentlessly around you throughout the day. There's very little cover from it, and it seems to find its way around every peak and gully as you work your way up higher and higher. Looking back as dawn breaks the next day, you can see the island to the east stretching away before you. The low foothills leading into the broad plains. You can just about make out the marsh grass river glinting in the distance where the smoke streaks moored somewhere. You've seen very little wildlife. The ground is started to be covered with a light smattering of snow. Skovja doesn't say much to any of you. She just is eager to lead you onwards.
Keep following.
Sorry, keep up.
Okay.
Wow. That is amazing views.
She seems to know exactly where she's going, and you get up to a height almost above the low clouds. The sky above you is brilliant blue, stretching as far as the eye can see. And you start walking on a path sloping downwards to the west. Out in front of you, you can see a huge forest of dead trees leading down the side of the mountainside. But Skovja seems to know where she's going, and she leads you on.
Must be the scattered timberlands.
I think a lot of trust in this last. Let's see what happens.
Okay. Eventually, Skovja suddenly stops, holds one hand up, and turns and looks down at you. She then turns back and strides forwards. And following her, walking into this huge, wrecked giant camp, you suddenly understand how mice must feel. Charred tree trunks covered in snow sit at the centre of the camp, while the remains of Skovja's and Burleigh's campfire. Next to an enormous snowdrift, a single tent pole the size of an old oak tree holds up half of a torn tent canvas. Despite the enormity of the camp, you can easily see some bodies lying around. 2 corpses in ringmail, each cleaved in half by some enormous blade, lying next to the fire pit. There's a decapitated horse lying on the other side of the pit, its rump covered in snow. All the corpses are frosted with ice and snow and seem to be frozen solid. And looking out west of the camp, you can see the tree line of the scattered timberland and an easily followed swathe of destruction leading down the hill. Even with the fresh coat of snow, you can tell a large group of people dragged something enormous out of the camp and into the forest.
Any distinctive markings on these decapitated bodies and half bodies?
Yeah,
So saddles and stuff like that.
you kind of race forwards, weaving in between Skovja's legs, and huge swathes of dried brown blood cover the snow, and you start to examine the corpses. You do find, Tiberius, straight away that every corpse has a brand on their right arm.
Okay.
Looks like that.
Okay.
Giant brute.
Does anyone speak giant?
I do believe. Would we recognise that it is giant language?
Thingy. Do you know what this means, Lady Giant?
As you turn to talk to her, there's this sudden scream. You hear rocks tumbling in the distance. You turn around and Skovja is just looking at the heavens and just screaming in frustration. And when she looks down at you, you can see almost diamond-like tears dripping from her eyes.
Lady Giant, I'm sorry for your loss, but we're going to get your son back. Does this rune mean anything to you?
She peers down at it. That is giant rune. Means death.
Wait, is that up?
The estate from your son had this in a tattoo upon their skin.
Why? Sorry,
Any rogue giant clans around it? Are these giant corpses?
No,
Unless
they're humans.
Unless kind of to them it means death to giants.
Yes, Skovja, why would anybody put the word for death on themselves?
Because they bring death to the giants. I'm looking at it.
Skovja not know why humans have giant rune on skin.
You continue to search the bodies. One of them is a tan-skinned human woman with raven-coloured hair, and she's wearing a wood-carved insignia around her neck.
What is it?
And Tiberius, can you make an investigation check as well, please? Since you said you were searching the bodies.
A particular specialisation of mine.
If you're looking at the wooden insignia, you can make a history check.
Okay.
Does anyone have the soldier background, by the way? I don't think they do they?
No.
No.
Where's backgrounds? I can't.
Yeah, you don't recognise the wooden carved insignia. Your background was Outlander, Tiberius.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. Cool news.
But Tiberius, you do find a hidden pocket on the inside of the woman's shirt that contains a crudely drawn map, a letter, and a potion. I'll show you the map. This is the letter. And the potion is one you recognise. It's a potion of healing.
Okay. I'll pass that to Atticus because he tends to need them more than the rest of us. This is the remember, no killing. We need to convince to make the
Okay, let me just give the potion of healing to Atticus.
Cool. Convince S to make the call.
Brings everyone on our side. The killer comes later. Patience. C.
So they're obviously agents V, C, and S. Okay.
Who's this giant?
Skovja.
Gotcha.
With an S?
Yes. Make the call. What call?
These are these. I'll show the lady giant. I said, are these the patrol routes of your giants?
She looks down at the map, her brow furrowing, and then she points at it with one huge finger as thick as your forearm, Tiberius.
I'm gonna lick it.
She points down at the cross where it says meet here on the map.
This is here. This is camp.
Right.
These lines mean nothing.
And then she points to the dark red line.
This could be Darkwater Run.
Oh, V's in the letter.
Yeah, Valagia.
So Villager,
Believe
we can assume
Catholic,
is V, and is
Catholica.
that a C? Yeah.
Mm.
So
So they're heading out to the west. They came in, they met, and now they're heading out to the west.
yeah, so we follow. So we go west.
What's that middle red line there? Is it?
She just
That's-
pointed.
That's the
Yeah.
line she just pointed to and said it could be the Darkwater Run. That's what she said.
Oh, right, sorry.
The other two, she said, meant nothing.
So it looks like they're headed out down the Darkwater Run.
Yeah.
Anything else in the camp? We'll give it another sort of.
Yeah, give it a
Look
good
over.
over.
Okay. Make a investigation check, please.
Lovely.
What have you found, Skip?
I invested heavily in investigation.
Is that everyone making investigation checks?
Yeah. If you're
Yeah,
searching the
yeah.
camp, yeah.
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 Very important.
Okay. You don't uncover anything else of interest, other than the runes. But you do find that both of the corpses have a red scarf tied around their upper left arms. There's no
Take-
markings on it, but
Take the scarves and tie it around ours.
mhm.
So yeah, one each. Yeah, definitely.
Well, there's only 2 bodies there, so
Oh shit. Tiberius and Atticus.
Okay, so
Might
They'll
meet those.
recognise us anyway. If we're not.
Well,
Well, maybe if the light is dim.
I suggest
But-
the humans amongst us wear them.
Let's get
oh,
there.
yeah,
How's it
so
get-
Atticus and Rodri.
Okay.
Time of day is it? It's 3 p.m. Come on, we've still got 3 hours worth of travel left yet. Come on.
Oh, the light's good. We need to track these people down.
Yeah, I'm going to go into
Time is of
Snipper.
the essence. Let's get a bit of speed going. I'll step into a jog.
okay, you start moving off from the camp, and you've gone probably 20 yards or so, and you realise that Skovja isn't there with you. Her huge form is not shadowing you anymore.
You fucking lose a giant.
Stop, turn
When you
round.
turn round, she sat cross-legged in the camp with her head bowed.
Walk up to her. What's wrong? Are you okay?
Skovja.
Sniff it! Sniff it! Sniff it!
What?
I'll get my sniffer out.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Oh, get my sniffer out.
Um,
On the trail.
Skovja looks down and shakes her head. Skovja cannot go further. This is boundary of Giant Land.
I see. What would
Come
happen
back,
if?
son. See you later. Time is of the essence, Rodri.
What would happen if you did?
War with humans.
I
War
see.
with Fae.
I see.
War with dwarves.
And that's what we're hoping to
War
avoid.
with orcs.
Oh my lord.
War with gnolls.
Okay. We understand then. We will come back. Shall we meet back here?
War
Rodri,
we're gonna
with
meet back in the camp.
goblins.
Okay. Let's go.
Uh,
War.
I
Get
just
the idea.
start walking off.
Okay.
We'll bring the heads, and you will have your son.
Get into a light jog.
Okay, the you can make a survival check, Tiberius. It's pretty obvious the route you're following, but you can make a survival check, see if you can pick anything else up from the trail. Whoever was moving appears to have been travelling quite quickly, despite dragging a heavy weight behind them. There were horses as well as men, and you estimate there were maybe a dozen or more.
Okay. We'll pick up the pace.
Okay.
Wait for me.
You head down the slope, heading in towards the scattered timberlands. The air isn't as freezing as it was in the mountains, but there's still some light snowfall and wind here. Before too long, you hear the babbling of a brook, which soon grows into a louder roar as you come across what must be the Darkwater Run River leading down the side of the mountain. The wind calms a little and eases your mind as you follow the trail through the scattered timberland. Trampled grass, broken trees and flattened ground indicate that whoever was being dragged behind the men was not being treated well after the battle and had likely been dragged for miles through the forest. A few hours pass by of you following the trail, and you finally see what must be the Darkwater Run bubbling ahead, a river of dark water that glitters with a strange light, at least 10 feet across, that lies directly in your path.
What's on the other side? Is there any sign of The trail.
Yeah,
well,
the trail seems to. Oh crap! Sorry, guys. The trail seems to continue on the other side.
We must cross.
Is there any sticks around so we can see the depth of the water?
Yeah, there are sticks and branches and things all over the place.
Try and work out the flow with the water and
The water seems to glisten with an odd light. It's really weird. It doesn't look entirely natural. Suddenly there's a loud ruckus that draws your attention, and you see a grotesque two-headed being, some 10 feet tall, crashing through the woods. It is completely naked. One of the heads cries out, "Help, Groganbosh!" And the other head shouts out, "Stop the ladies!" And he starts cowering behind a tree. Just then, 4 more stinky two-headed giants crash through the woods. All of them are female. They stare at you for a moment, and then one declares, "Whoever killed the most little folk gets Groganbosh as reward." Right, just bear with me a minute while I set the map up.
Oh my god.
Giant gangbang. What happens with that when you put it in the gift thing?
I wouldn't.
Okay, alright. Gangbang.
Okay. And they look across angrily at you. Could you all roll initiative, please?
Holy moly, let's go. Actions.
What are they, giants?
They don't appear to be giants. I mean, everything's giant to you, I suppose, but they're about 8 feet tall, so they are really tall. Massively muscled. Let me
Are
find
they
a
trees?
picture.
They're not trees, are they?
No. Let me see if I can find a picture for you.
I mean, you should hover over them.
Hover over it, tell you what.
Yeah, ekin.
That's what they look like. Except for the one called Groganbosh, who is naked and is cowering behind a tree. Okay,
Lord.
Cat. You see these 4 huge women looking at you angrily. What are you going to do?
Oh, I know what I'm going to do.
Why?
Can you switch me and Cat around? Because I would be at the front.
Well, that wasn't the front, that's behind.
Oh, okay. Oh, they've come up behind us, have they? Okay.
Gonna cast web.
Okay. Is that a 20-foot square, is it?
Cube. Yeah.
Ladies, let's talk about this.
Where are you putting it?
Between 4 and 2, please. The 2 in the middle.
Okay, sort of there.
Yeah.
Okay, you can target them and cast it.
Cube.
Quite large creatures, so it might not work very well on them.
Damn. I'm good.
Okay. The web begins to fall between the trees. The creature on the right just bats it away with one of her hands, tearing through the strands, but they falls on top of the other.
That's it, thank you.
Okay, so they're restrained, aren't they? That's in 4. It's restrained. Okay. Are you moving at all, Cat?
No, thank you.
Okay. Rodri.
Okay. Quick scan. Let's see female atom. No. Number 3. Why am I targeting myself? I don't want to target myself. Hold my staff out. Pointing at number 3.
Okay, it's 90 feet away.
Mm-hmm. And I will cast a spell.
Wow.
Nah. Don't hit the one at the back! The one I'm pointing at. I shout.
Okay.
There's another one to the south as well, don't forget.
Yeah, well, he's out of it.
He's
He says-
red.
The one to
Yeah.
the south is trying to hide behind the tree.
No, I step and get a bit cover from the tree.
Okay, what does the spell do if you...
The spell, enemies abound, does reach into the mind of one creature you can see and forces to make an intelligence saving throw. The creature on a failed save, the target loses the ability to distinguish friend from foe regarding all creatures it can see as enemies until the spell ends. I need to put concentration on me, it's a minute. Each time the target takes damage, it can repeat the saving throw. Ending the effect. Whenever the affected creature chooses another creature as a target, it must choose the target at random from among the creatures it can see within range of the attack, spell, or other ability it's using.
Okay.
If an enemy provokes an opportunity attack from the affected creature, the creature must attack that if it is able.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
it
yeah.
sees everything as enemies.
Okay. Cool. Okay, both heads are looking round. One of the heads just headbutts the other head. And they start... two heads just start headbutting each other. Okay, that's you done, is it, Rodri?
Yeah, yeah.
Tiberius.
I will leap into action, bounding across the log. And engage said foe. But on my approach, I will engage Crimson Rite of Fire, losing 6 hit points in the process.
Okay, that's a bonus action, isn't it?
Yes, it is, yeah.
Oh, go for the cons.
And then I will attack it.
Oh,
I hit. I'll attack it again. And that is me done, sir.
Okay, you
Nailed it.
bound across and start tearing into this thing. It looks shocked that you're not actually running away from it. One of the heads turns and looks at the other head. Kill it! And then the other head turns back and says, no, you kill it! They start arguing with each other.
Neil, do I drag the effect onto me or to on monster?
What's the
cast
effect?
on? Enemies abound, see self.
That's me, my two personalities, Rich.
I think if you just click the effects button.
That's me with my two
Got
personalities.
on target. So. Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah. That's good.
Okay. Right, Atticus.
All right. Okay. That's the web, is it? The green square.
It is.
Sorry, I shouldn't have done that, really.
No, it's good. Very good.
That's 20 foot.
Should have just blasted him with fire.
I'm gonna move. Oh, that's 40. 45.
It's
I'm
called
gonna
the
move
Spider
that.
Queen.
35.
And then that etting. That one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna fire my gun at it, but it's gonna come a ball of flame.
Okay.
Will it get fire damage? The webs are flammable. And it's still
It
technically in
depends
the web.
what the spell is.
It's gonna be chromatic orbs, so my bullet is like this little tiny little ball of flame.
Need to read the spell description, see whether it's actually fire or... Just as fire
You
damage.
choose what it's going to be.
Well, yeah, you choose the damage type, but I don't know if it's actually a ball of fire.
It's a sphere of energy.
Colour, like a prism, isn't it? Of colour.
It's a
and you
sphere
choose
of
the-
energy.
Yeah. Like
And then it
acid.
goes on. And then it goes on. I would say that it probably takes on some form of those.
Okay.
Depleted uranium rounds. Matthew's probably just seeing
It's
the
a
bushes
spell,
in his
it's
orange
not.
pants covered in cancer.
Yeah, I was thinking orange.
disapproving look at your firearm skills.
Shaking his head.
Okay, hits.
And I'm going to cast it at second level. So that adds the D8. So the damage is.
Oh, nice.
Tasty.
Okay. This glowing bullet issues from the end of your gun, slams into the thing, and then explodes, and there's flames run all over its body. The web catches light. What happens with that? Does that mean at the end of the turn they take fire damage as well, or something?
Yes, the webs are flammable. A 5-foot cube of webs exposed to fire burns away in 1 round, dealing 2d4 fire damage to any creature starts its round in that turn.
That starts
In the fire.
in the fire. So at the start of Etin 4's turn. Okay. Cool. Anything else, Atticus?
That's it. That's my go.
Okay. Groganbosh, you can hear muttering over behind the tree, trying to hide, crouched down. Oh no, they will have their wicked way with us. I can't help being the good-looking one. Hey, I'm the good-looking one. And the two heads start arguing with each other.
That's me with my 2 personalities.
Okay. This one is just going to attack you, Tiberius, that you've run up to.
I think my armor class has gone up another 1 because I've got that. Had that cloak of the ocean. No, it has. That gives me another +1 AC. I think my AC is 22
Don't think
in wolf form. Yeah, it says on it on the cloak. I looked it up last week. I'm assuming if I'm wearing it, will
No, it
take
gives
into
you
account.
a +1 bonus to AC against enchantment spells.
Oh right, okay. Ignore my previous.
It's always worth a try, isn't it, Rich?
Oh, to be honest, mate, it was last week I read it, so I couldn't remember.
Okay, it swings one arm at you with a huge which has a huge battle axe in its hand.
Wing, wing, nudge, nudge.
I'll get advantage on that.
You step to the side just as its other hand comes round wielding a huge morning star.
I'm just going to limbo under that.
Okay, yeah, you do. Okay, female Etin 2 made her save on the web. Let me just check. Oh, 40 feet. Yeah, it comes charging towards you, Atticus.
Okay.
And it's going to attack you in the same way the other tried to attack Tiberius. Oh my god.
Epic rolls for the Games Master.
My rolls have been not good tonight. Okay, you easily. This thing's huge and slow and lumbering. You easily sidestep its blows. Right. Etin 3 is going to. Well, there's no one in range, so it can see 1, 2. I mean, it can see all of you. It could reach. Can't reach anyone.
Taunt it. I'll beckon it over.
1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to roll a d4. On the 1, it attacks Etin 4. On the 2, it attacks Etin 2. On the 3, it runs to Atticus. And on the 4, it runs at Cat. 3. It's running towards Atticus. 1, 2, 3, 34, 5, 6. The two heads are still arguing and headbutting each other as it runs across towards you. Etin 4 is on fire. Was it 2d4?
Yeah,
Do you
2d4.
want to roll that?
I can.
Shouldn't,
I need
shouldn't
to I need to target it first. Hang on. I'm on
You
target.
can just roll 2d4. No,
shouldn't two took fire damage? It started its turn on the web.
no, because it's a 5-foot square of fire.
Right. Oh, I see. Right, got you.
5.
Okay.
It screams, "Oh, hot, 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 hot!"
You're really doing these aims.
It's going to try and break out the web. What does it need? Is it a strength check against... What's your spell thing it needs to break through?
Let's say 14.
14, is it?
What is it, Bert?
What's that?
It's
My
8
modifier.
plus your
Your charisma,
proficiency
whatever your
plus your
charisma.
charisma bonus.
Yeah.
I don't know what my proficiency is.
3.
So 8 plus 3 is 11 plus your charisma bonus, which is 4, so it's 15. Okay.
It's on the front page.
I
Oh,
remember
for
that.
God's sake. Okay, it tries to get out the web, and all it does is start to entangle itself more and more up in it. Okay, Kat, you're up.
Let me see what my fireball radius is. Is.
Gotta be a good
20 foot. 20 foot radius. Can I have a 20-foot radius sphere, circle, please?
Mm-hmm. 20-foot radius, not diameter.
There's a 20-foot radius sphere.
Wow, okay.
Oh shit, that's really big.
Can you get all of them?
I don't know. I can get those 3.
You get 3.
I'd go
I'll
for
get
that.
those. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll get those 3. But that one's
Don't do 3.
That 3?
Yeah, they're the
No, I
top
said
3.
don't damage 3.
Oh yeah, because it's confused. So.
Yeah, those 3.
Those 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So number
What's
1,
the range
2,
on
and 4,
Fireball?
150 feet.
Okay, yeah, you can do
Can
it.
I just ask why we're not killing it? Because it's confused.
Because it'll get a chance to re-roll its saving throw if it's damaged.
Right, okay.
So at the moment it'll still be confused, so it still might attack one of them, rather than us.
Okay, that makes sense. Cheers.
What about the percentages?
Fireball.
And Dave said, don't hit it.
No, that's cool. I just wasn't sure what was going on.
Yeah, I got a lot of things like that.
Whoa. Wait, that.
Okay, 2 of them made their save, which means they take half
Fucking hell.
damage.
Motherfuckers.
Burn, bitch.
Whoa, nice.
Still nice though.
Heavy.
DPS.
Okay, the webs.
You're going to start catching me up now.
The webs around Etin 4 burst up in flames again. Oh! Hot, 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 hot! As this tiny bead of orange light speeds away from your staff past Atticus and then just explodes in this huge ball of flame. As it dies down, you can see the Ettins are there. Now these 3 are naked as well as their furs have burnt
Naked
away.
ladies.
Very naked ladies.
Does Etin 4 take any more fire damage from the web?
On its turn, it's the start of its turn, isn't it? that they
Okay.
take?
Yeah, that's me, thank you.
Right, let me see if I can delete this point.
You know I'm gonna keep burning them just to hear you say that again.
Okay.
Oh crap, is that concentration?
Rodri.
Oh, fudge. That's another concentration. Goddamn. Okay, goddamn. I switch round and look at The little guy appears to be fighting the most injured one, so maybe it's a good idea to try and finish this guy off. You know what I mean? Yeah. And just put my staff at him and cast a couple of these Eldritch Blast things. Number 1, yes. Number 2, yes. First one does that. The second one does that.
Oh, okay, nice. Wow, you're blasting into it. You catch each head with an individual blast. Its head's lolling round on its neck now. What's the knockback rules on that?
I removed knockback,
Okay.
so I haven't got knockback anymore.
Ah, okay. All right.
Yep, that's me. Done.
Okay, Tiberius. This
Okay,
thing's getting pummeled with bolts of energy from behind you as well.
I'm going to pivot to that, staying in base to base, and then I'll be in base to base with the other one as well.
Mm-hmm.
I shall continue to attack the one I was
For some
starting
reason,
on.
I can't tick the movement. There we go.
Alright, good. It's just left the movement arrow there for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why.
With
Damage.
my bonus attack, I will hit the one Atticus is on. Oh, miss.
I've lost my mojo.
Okay, this thing was just reeling, and then you just take advantage and go charging in at its huge sagging belly and just start ripping into it, leaving a pile of guts and entrails on the floor behind you.
I'm finished, thank you.
Okay, Atticus.
Okay. I'm just gonna hang on. Let's untarget this one. Start attacking this one.
Can I continue to move? Oh, sorry, it doesn't matter. I'll have to go. Sorry. I like the effect on that. Good.
And that's it.
I've lost my mojo.
Okay, you just start laying into this thing with your scimitar, drawing lines of blood across its chest. Oh no, one of the mamas gonna get me! Etin 1 is dead, so let's remove that.
One of the bombers is gonna get me.
It's going to carry on attacking you, Atticus.
Okay.
Oh,
Holy shit.
what was his attack roll, please?
27.
7.
27. I'm not going to stop him hitting you, mate. There's no point in me trying to stop that. Even if I roll a 6, it'll still hit you.
Thanks, mate. Thanks, thank you.
Ouch!
Fuck.
Okay, this axe suddenly comes
shit.
swinging and slams right into your shoulder, Atticus.
I think you enjoyed that bit too much, Neil.
That was a good roll. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Had a
it
bit
was.
of divine insight passing Atticus that potion.
Ooh. And then a morning star comes and slams into your left-hand side.
I am going to. What's your armor class, Mark?
16.
16, and he's rolled a 19. Okay, I'm going to give it a shot.
No,
I'm
he
gonna
rolled
try
a
and
26.
26.
Huh?
He rolled a 26.
Oh, okay. Ignore that then. Sorry.
And just as you're smashed to one side, you get smashed from the other side by the morning star slamming into you.
Fuck it out.
Right. Etin 3 has stopped headbutting. There's now blood running down both of its faces. It kind of shakes the blood out of its eyes and looks around. 1 is going to attack Etin 4, 2 is going to attack Etin 2, and 3 it's going to attack Atticus on a d6. So 5 is a 3. I'm sorry, Atticus.
Oh, just not helping.
No.
The world's unluckiest. player.
This character is cursed somehow.
Gets battered every session.
I'm not picking on you, Mark. Sorry.
You're good, man.
Look at the party sheet, right? And look at damage taken.
Oh my god.
Atticus has taken 925 damage this campaign so far, which is like...
Fucking hell.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Wow. Okay, Atticus, that hurt.
You need to get out of there, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be 50.
You are. Everything goes white for a moment. You almost pass out.
You've actually taken 1/6 of the damage that we've done to monsters in this campaign.
Metin 4 is going to try and break out the web again. It needs a 15, doesn't it?
They need to take the fire damage first.
It does, yes. 2d4 from the fireball, yeah.
Nice.
6, nice.
Better than nothing.
Yeah.
And then it's going to make a strength check. Needs a 15,
Boom.
which it gets.
Oh, crap.
Tears out of the web and charges at Tiberius.
Is that his action breaking out the web?
It was. I think so. Let me check. I think so. Yes. But it's still charging at Tiberius.
They need to make a deck saving throw.
Yeah,
because
it uses
started its
action.
turn in the web.
Yeah, it can use strength as well.
No, because it was already webbed. It was already
it's
webbed.
one
So.
of the-
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it charges at Tiberius. Cat.
I'm going to target Atticus, and I'm going to cast Cure Wounds at level 4.
That's a touch range, so you need to move up to him first.
I'll run up to Atticus. I will cast
So yeah,
Cure
you can
Wounds.
get that. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be in base to base with the monster. I'd get behind Atticus.
Definitely.
Level 4. So let me just see how many extra I get. 1d8 per one. So it's a level 1 spell. How many d8 do I get? 3? 2, 3. So I should get 4.
4d8.
Yeah. It's 1d8 per level, isn't it?
Yeah. Let me.
Or is it 2d8 plus level? I don't know. Which is probably the same thing.
What spell was it you were casting?
Cure Wounds.
Cure Wounds.
It's a level 1 spell.
Yeah, so it's 4d8 plus your modifier, so it's 4d8
Four.
plus 4.
Is it plus 4 per dice? Though?
No.
No, but each one's going to have plus 4 to do it individually.
Yeah, I didn't mean to do it. I was
No,
trying to do the
just
target
roll. Just
drop
roll
thing.
3d8, and I'll do it manually.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry. Shit at this.
No, it's cool. I haven't done it for
Good,
ages. have
man.
you?
Good, thank you.
15.
I haven't done it for
But it
ages.
automatically hasn't added it.
There we go. Okay, you feel much better. Suddenly, everything comes back into focus as Kat lays her hand on your shoulder, Atticus.
It slaps you on.
No, thanks.
Okay, Rodri.
Wake.
All the rest of mine are fucking concentration, so I can only blast. Which is going to be my last spell. It's going to be. I haven't got anything done. Concentrate. I definitely don't think I'll finish off 2. I don't think it's finish off 2, so the best thing to do is finish 1 off. Raise the staff, point the staff. Cast the spell! Yes.
Good roll.
Die. Not dead.
Jesus.
Damn it!
I
So
did
close.
roll. Nice.
And then, as a bonus action, poor old Atticus.
What's the range on your heal?
I think it's quite long. 60. What's his hit points on? He's got about 30. Oh, it's gonna be 4. 5, fucking.
Let's have some sun down here.
Okay, a blast of energy smashes out past Tiberius, almost knocking the Etin off its feet. It spins round but carries on attacking, and then there's a sudden gap in the clouds, and a god ray of sun beams down with Atticus at its centre, and some of your runes heal up.
Oh, too many ones.
Are you moving, sorry, Rodri?
No, I'm
Okay.
done, sorry.
Tiberius.
What a tickle. Oh, come on.
I've lost my mojo.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Ah!
Okay, you
It's
just
damage by 23.
tear one of its legs off, spin it round and whack it in the head with its own leg, knocking it to the ground.
No, Neil.
Attack.
That,
Hmm.
No, you're wrong. Well, I was looking at the wrong thing. My bad. Forget me. I'm just stupid.
Okay.
I finished. Thank you. Actually, I will pivot round that one and finish. Oh no, yeah. Can I run through? Because they're quite big. Can I
No.
run through them without leaving the tackle zones?
Nope. Only halflings, I believe, have that ability, unless there's a feat you've
Yeah.
got that allows you to do that.
Sub race.
Well, if I go to there, can I come down to here after?
How much movement have you got? 35
I
feet.
think I have. That would be 15. And then I go another 15, and then I can go 5 in.
Yep.
Cool. Done.
Okay.
Finished.
Atticus.
Okay. Stay on the one I'm on.
Okay.
I'm gonna use. Hang on. Okay. I'm gonna use bonus actions so I can win.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice.
And then I'm gonna attack him twice. I don't get my bonus action, so I can only. No, I don't get both times.
Back to normal service is resumed.
That's me, thanks. That's all, folks.
Okay, Etin 2 is going to carry on hitting you, I'm afraid, Atticus.
That's fine. More the merrier.
Okay, that was close.
Okay, you're slammed in the side again, reopening some of the wounds from earlier.
We just healed that.
Etin 3, it's got a choice of 4 to attack, so I'm going... Oh, does it get a save each round, or only when it takes damage?
Only when he's damaged.
Okay.
Is he in base with the guy?
It's in base with everyone.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, it's only when he's damaged.
So 1 is Cat, 2 is Atticus, 3 is the Etin, and 4 is Tiberius.
Would have been better if it had just
2, it's, of course! Why did I even bother rolling? It starts attacking Atticus.
it would have been.
I've lost my
Okay.
mojo.
You're caught again with the head of one of these huge axes swung with incredible strength. Atticus wins you again. Cat.
Yes. Is that? I'm gonna go to here.
Okay. Ooh, what was the attack of opportunity rule with that spell, Dave?
If an enemy provokes an opportunity attack from everybody's an enemy, the creature must make that attack if it is able.
Okay. So as you move, Cat, the Ettin gets an attack of opportunity against you. Hold on, I need to. Sorry.
Timothy
Let's do
loves
it like this. Nope, not like that. Let's try like this.
like that. Nice.
It hits. Okay, you're just caught by the axe as you race around Atticus.
Okay.
Cat.
We didn't have the concentration on full web.
Oh yeah.
I'll get beaten up.
Well, that web's going anyway.
Yeah.
No.
And I will cast Shocking Grasp. Oh, that was nearly a 20.
Damage?
Damage.
Did that register?
You rolled to hit twice. You didn't roll the damage.
Fuck's sake. Sorry.
That that did. Yeah, okay, you reach out. Electricity runs all over its body.
Me, thank you.
It growls angrily. I will have my big boy. Rodri.
Eldritch Blast number 2.
Terrifying.
First one. Hit second one.
You know what Richard's stream's going to be about tonight?
Second one does.
No, I'm gonna have a coffee in a minute, baby.
That's me. Done.
Okay, this thing's starting to sway now from side to side. Tiberius.
Is it me? Okay, I'm gonna give this one a take. Oh, if I can. Yes. I'll hit it again.
You're not dead. I know.
Okay, yeah, you pile into this one. Electricity still coursing over its body as you rip it apart.
And I'll use my bonus attack on that one. I am finished, thank you.
Okay, nice. Atticus.
Oh, I will move to here, if I may, to give Atticus an advantage.
She's got to make a save for the spell.
Flanking advantage doesn't do anything anymore.
Okay, I'll stay where I am
That's
then.
where you use cinematic
Ignore.
advantage.
Thank you.
She's got to make a save for the spell to end.
She does.
The dumb
What
arse.
save is it she makes?
Same as Cat. 15.
But what ability is it?
Oh, right. I'm very sorry. It is. Intelligence.
Oh, great.
Yeah. That's why I chose it.
Intelligence 6.
But,
No.
I mean, we're all
It
enemies anyway.
fails.
So.
I'll use big monsters to crush the party with. No, the Achilles heel.
Atticus, you're up.
Okay, it's got light damage only.
Hmm.
I'm going to do 2 attacks against it and then a cantrip as my bonus.
Nice. Always found the mark.
And then I'm going to cast Firebolt at it.
Firebolt's an action, not a bonus.
No, I can cast cantrip as a bonus.
You
as
can, can't you? Yes.
My war bond.
Yeah, you got that new ability. Excellent.
No.
Oh, it's a range spell. Hmm.
Still hits.
Fire.
Holy fuck.
Wow, nice roll as well. Okay, as you weave your blades in the air in front of it, you scrape them together, sparks fly into the thing, and flame roars up in front of it as you stab it with your scimitars.
28 damage, nice.
Right, the Etin is 1 to 3 is Atticus, 4 to 6 it's Tiberius.
Don't bother rolling.
Ooh.
You know it's going to be me.
Well, it's not. It's Tiberius.
I'm shockhead.
It'll miss.
Shocker.
Pretty fair, thou art shooketh.
You're alright, Dave?
No.
Okay, it hits you.
Hang on, he scored 22. I can dodge that.
Can you?
Oh no, I needed
he
a
still
2.
hits.
I needed a 2 or more
Oh my
to
god.
stop that hitting.
Unlucky Chucky.
Tiberius has actually taken damage. Everybody, we need a special sound for when this happens, don't we? I'm gonna have to get one.
5 damage. I soaked up most of it.
A second attack misses. Cat.
Yes.
It's like Bruce Lee when he first gets hit and he rubs his face.
Just brushing the dust off his shoulder.
Yeah, he gets dead angry.
Must be out moderate. Okay. Doesn't seem to like fire, so I'm gonna use Firebolt. Boom.
Ooh.
Holy crap.
Goodbye. Goodbye, crazy lady.
Okay. The thing just erupts in a pillar of flame, screaming in agony. No! No, Grogan Bosch! Help me! Help your love! And you hear in the distance, Fat Chance!
I thought we were about to have him join in, but no.
Okay, Kat, are you done?
Yeah. She go hot, hot, hot.
Blood barrels.
Hot, 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 hot!
Why is that so funny?
This one. She's dead.
That was a fucking cantrip as well.
Okay.
Jesus.
Okay, your bolts smash into it and it sinks to the ground. No! I will never straddle my love again!
Graphic.
No.
I turn round and to the big guy and shout, "Run! Run now! We have the chance!"
You see him peering out from round the tree, his eyes widen. He steps out and starts walking towards you, his arms wide. My friends, thank you! Grogan, very happy not have to go through that again. Yes, and Bosch, very happy he not have to see Grogan go through that again. And the head turns to look at the other head.
Why are you not happy? You should like watching Grogan make sweet, sweet love.
The other head turns round and says,
No, that is a sight I will take with me to my grave.
Oh, what's that? I think I can hear more approaching.
What? No.
Hey, hey, you, come here. Nah, we're not going to hurt you. Come here.
he walks
ask you a
towards you
question?
slowly.
Blood dripping off my clothes.
Thank you for saving Grogan and Bosch from the ladies.
You are very welcome. I don't suppose you've seen a bunch of humans dragging a frost giant through the forest, have you?
No. Grogan would remember that. Yes, and Bosch would remember it too, as he remembers Grogan making love to the ladies.
Oh my god.
Oh, good God.
Sweet dreams, Rich.
Can you offer
That's me
us
phone.
anything?
I'm ringing money.
Can you offer us anything useful other than Etin porn?
I can tell you if people were killing giants, then Grogan and Bosch know giant killers. They practice on Etin.
We
Where can
find
we
them.
find them?
And Grogan knows secret. Bosch knows secret too, so it is not secret. Yes, but it is secret because only Grogan and Bosch know. No, but only secret if only Grogan knows, but Bosch knows too, so it's not secret.
Share.
You want to get to the point? Before I do.
Both of the heads look at you.
In river is body of giant killer. Might have treasure.
What, here? This river here, close?
Yes. Grogan saw him get killed. Bosch saw him get killed too. That's why not a secret.
Can you show us where?
Yes, Grogan will show you, and Bosch will show you too.
Both of you.
Etin turns round and slowly lumbers off to the edge of the river, and then it points down into the water.
But little folk, be careful. Bosch knows other secret about river.
Which
Grogan
is-
knows secret too, so is not secret, Bosch. That is what Bosch was saying to Grogan. Cannot be secret if both know. Yes, but I know you just said secret, but not secret because Grogan knows.
Who's this man?
How about we don't call it a secret and we just call it knowledge?
Oh, yes. Little man, no. See, no secret. Shut up, Bosch. You shut up, Grogan. Water is dangerous. Is cursed by Fae.
Ah.
Can we take him with us, please?
Make Neil do it every session.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it. Do you need a new first mate on your ship?
I'm enjoying it too.
Do with a good oarsman. Whose sails
Grogan will get body for you to say thank you for Grogan not sleeping with ladies again. Yes,
So-
and Bosch will help Grogan get body for you to say thank you for not making Bosch watch Grogan make love to ladies again.
You are both very kind.
The Etin turns round and leans over and reaches down into the water and pulls up a sodden, long dead body from underneath the water.
Okay. I'll have a poke around with it with a stick and sword, whatever.
What
Is
is
it a
the body?
human? Yeah.
Okay,
So-
Grogan's watching carefully. Yes, it is a human. The armor has been ruined by the water. But you do find a well-made blood-stained dagger with the name Lygia on the hilt. And you also find a golden amulet that is probably worth a bit of coin. Shall I put them in the
Yes.
party treasure for now?
I take it it's got a tattoo.
I was going to say, can we look for the tattoo? The
Yes,
giant
it
rune?
also has the giant rune for death.
Excellent.
Grogan, go now and rest. Yes, Grogan needs rest after what Bosch saw last night.
Got to get your strength up.
No need now. Ladies are dead thanks to you. Grogan only have Bosch. And Bosch only have Grogan. Grogan love Bosch.
No,
Bosch love Grogan.
And the heads turn to each other and give each other a kiss.
Oh God, I cannot unsee this. Let us move on swiftly, party.
Let's move on.
Okay, you leave Grogan, Grogan Bosch hugging itself. Its two heads kissing each other passionately on the shore of the dock.
No!
Do you think they might want to work on this ship? They might come in handy.
What?
I don't know.
Oh, I have to get my jollies on that, guys.
So funny.
It'd be too busy getting itself off. We can't
just
get it on the ship.
I just think we should have the weirdest crew ever.
You continue
we'll follow
following the. You cross the dark water run. Wave goodbye to Grogan Bosch and head further down into the scattered timberland. The land starts to change as you head down. The grass on the ground becomes longer. The weather becomes a bit warmer, and it's starting to get dark now as evening begins to set in.
Oh, what was that?
Don't know. Oh, it was the enemies abound spell expiring because I clicked the clock forwards.
I'm going to approach Atticus and offer my services and see if he wants me to use a med. Would you like? That looks like a nasty gash.
I just
like that sewing up.
Nod at you. Nod.
Yeah, no, just stand still. Don't be a wuss.
Raise an eyebrow.
Did that work, Neil?
It did.
So I can roll a hit dice.
You can.
Cross it off.
Okay.
Didn't take it off me, did it?
Make a coffee.
No.
Need a coffee.
Oh, it did then.
It did.
Did it? Oh, yeah, it did. It was just very slow on my screen.
Yeah. Sorry, those.
It's only just come
bit
up
of
when
lag.
you said it did.
Okay.
There's always a bandage here for you if you want more.
Sorry, I'm going to have to go to the bathroom.
Okay, we're going to be finishing in 10 minutes or so anyway because obviously people have work and stuff.
I just can't wait. You had far too much fun with those ettings.
That was fun.
That was brilliant. I just imagine you practicing in front of the mirror.
Okay.
turning aside, like doing each of the voices. And then kissing yourself at the end.
Whatever gets your rocks off, Dave.
Oh yeah, you found me out there. I do hope we meet him again.
That's the simple things. Can't believe I did 34 damage with a bloody cantrip.
That's insane.
Yeah.
More than my 4th level spell, yeah.
It was only because it was a critical.
Nice. You got personal best in that fight as well.
Nice, yeah.
Nascus is starting to be a little bit tasty. The old spells.
Need to use my hex points more. I haven't used my voodoo spell.
You haven't yet, have you?
Not since the very beginning, I don't think. Let's see what it does. 3d6 piercing
Are we
damage.
carrying on our...
So yeah,
Yeah.
you carry on for the next few hours down the following the Darkwater run down through the forest, but the dead trees begin to give way to living trees. You see grass underfoot again. The moon rises above. The air is still cold, but up ahead, the smell of roasting meat assails your nostrils, and the path of destruction opens into a large clearing. Lower down the slopes, the snow's all but gone, the trees' foliage thicker, and an odd mixture of manure and meat creeps into the back of your nose.
Ooh.
You see a small camp ahead, a dozen men and women, arms to the teeth, walking around, sparring, sharpening, cooking and caring for their many horses. 7 tents sit in a circle at the centre of the clearing. Behind the tents are 2 20-foot-high cages of thick logs, and inside one of them sits a bruised and gagged frost giant. You can feel his trembling rage across the clearing, as if it was a small earthquake. And we will leave the session there for tonight.